Up like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Man, I do apologize, y'all. I did the whole intro where nobody can hear me. I was on mute. I did the whole intro on mute. I'm not gonna do the intro again because I want to go ahead and get into the show. My apologies about that. But we're gonna wrap this up. This is the last show on Karmelo Anthony that I'm intending at this particular point. So this is gonna be a wrap up to this particular subject until there's more news or something about this later that would need to be covered, but I'm going to take this as the wrap-up show. My apologies for that silence, though. I was doing the intro. It wasn't heard, but it's okay. We're going to keep working. All right, and we're dealing with Karmelo Anthony. This sentence justifies the killer, which is what I almost named yesterday's show. But I do want to get into this because I think there is some merit to this. The sentence justifies the killing. Now, before we go too far into this, shout out to all my people who come through and listen on a regular basis. They make up the fam around here. I appreciate y'all big time. Shout out to all the people who hit that like button, y'all. It's definitely a big deal. It's definitely a big deal. So shout out to all the people who hit who hit that like button. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream. There's definitely been some interesting comments after these couple of shows have been done about Karmelo Anthony. But I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. It's good to hear where people are coming from here and there. And shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. I know you can't do it all the time, but you should save at least one of them every week for me. That's what I'm saying. At least one a week for me. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Hook a brother up, as they say. Hook a brother up. All right. But and I want to say shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty. As I was closing down the show yesterday, we got two gentlemen who actually came through on the super chat side as I was closing down the show, so I didn't see the cash apps at that particular time. But of course, I definitely appreciate it. So I want to give a shout out because these brothers came through right as I was closing down. But shout out to, first of all, the sponsor of today's stream. The man came through big for me. So he's a sponsor of the stream. So shout out to Roast Master One. He came through yesterday and dropped 50 as we was closing out. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And that's real talk. That's real talk. I definitely appreciate you, brother. And shout out to my main man, No Placeholder, y'all. Dropped $3 yesterday. And keep on marching, y'all. We gonna keep on marching. But shout out to you, No Placeholder. I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate you. Again, shout out to Roastmaster One for being a sponsor of today's stream. But shout out to to No Placeholder with the reminder that we going through purgatory, y'all. And it's gonna be one. Ain't nothing gonna change till at least September, y'all. Ain't nothing gonna change till at least September. And now I'm going through all the content to make sure I'm gonna have to pull anything that if we discuss somebody in there and we put a link, well, if we put something inside the video, I'm gonna have to pull it, y'all. Okay, I can't do what other people can do. Okay, other people get to do stuff, I can't do it. But I understand it ain't allowed for me to do it. Just because other people can do it, don't mean I can do it. So I can't use nothing, obviously. So I'm gonna have to go back and pull every single video that had anything in there from somebody else's content. Every single one of them. And that's what I'm going through. So I'm gonna be busy for a while trying to figure out every single one that used anything. Heck, if y'all find one to use something, let me know. That'll make it a little bit easier for me. But I'm going through each and every one of them at this particular point. But shout out to y'all for bearing with me. I appreciate you. Now, also, let me give a few shouts to some of the first people to check in this morning, because it's always great that when you start a show, you got a few people that's really rocking with you. But y'all know how it goes. There can only be one. So, that being the case, shout out to what we like to call the Highlander of today's stream. My main man, Floyd Thompson, came through, got it again. Yay. What's good with you, brother? What's good? Glad to see you, Floyd. Glad to see you. My main man, Trey Bentley, got a second place this time, but he's still representing as he always does. Hashtag long little habitual line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hey, Hydra. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Knights Palace. Great to see you, brother. Great to see you. I'm seeing some of the stuff he said in his comments. Shout out to I'm listening. Glad to have you here, brother. Glad to have you here. Bruce on Wayne is in the house. What's good, my brother? What's good? Inspired Truth Broadcasters at the cool table. Music Man 1982 is coming through with him. My main man Irvin Reed is in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. Shout out to the Great Black Reset. What's happening, brother? I see what you said there, brother. I see what you said. Okay. Don't worry. I'm gonna get you back. Shout out to Bronx. What's good, my brother? What's good? Shout out to AB Media 83 is in the building, y'all. Shout out to you, AB Media. AB Media be out there putting in good work, y'all, too, now. So don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. AB Media be out there putting good work in. So if you're looking for another channel to give you some good stuff, look up your man, AB Media. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, and like I said, y'all, this is going to be kind of a wrap-up show for this subject matter at this particular time. But I do think there's some stuff worth discussing here. And I put the same link again that I used on Monday, which kind of explain from that Texas law perspective what a murder is. And then I used some young lady's video who talked about another case, similar case in some ways, where a person got stabbed. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you got to disagree with the verdict. If you believe Karmelo Anthony murdered this particular gentleman, I mean, it is what it is. You can make it be known because he convicted of murder regardless. Okay. At this point, he's a convicted murderer regardless. Okay. And if you agree with that, you agree with that. Now, y'all, it is what it is. Now, I personally thought the man got railroaded, and as I told y'all before, when the story first came out and it had a big, a bunch of eyes were on it, I never expected this man to not be convicted. All right. Now, people may say, well, why not, Roger? To me, it's just not realistic that when you get a big story that gets national coverage, okay, and there's any type of black-white situation going on in it, if that black is male, he's going down. It is what it is. Okay? If that black is male, he's going down. They're going to at least give it the old college try. They're going to do everything they can to justify why. If it's a black male that's on the defense, they're going to do everything they can to justify why he's going down. Now, if it's a black male that's on the offense, they're going to do everything they can to hurt his case. That's just what it is. Once a case gets big enough attention, America responds in a very American way. Okay, America responds in a very American way. Now, to believe that Karmelo had a chance, I'm gonna say that's hopeful. I'm not mad at anybody who was hoping he had a chance and hoping that things will get deliberated and somebody gonna do the right thing. I'm not gonna. I don't want nobody to lose hope. Okay, real talk. I don't want you to lose hope. As Jesse Jackson used to say, keep hope alive. That's real talk. Okay, keep hope alive. Now, I had some level of hope, but I knew he was going down. I tried to keep the hope alive, and like I said, I never wanted to speak against him. I knew the dude was going down from the very beginning. Okay, about a year ago when this first happened, I knew he was going down, but I didn't want to speak that on him. But see, I live in America. Too much attention. He black. The bully that got killed was white. America is not going to let a black boy kill a white boy under any circumstances in a national story, and that black boy ain't going to be made to pay. It's that simple. America is not going to let that happen. Now, usually this is cases of men, and this particular case, they were close to being men. They were extremely close to being men. They were 17 years old at the time. And I know that's not quite a man. So I'm supposed to believe that America would let a black near man kill a white near man. It get this big where the country is looking at the story. Not every single person, but collectively the country then kind of peeped in on the story. No, he's not going to walk away from that. Now, I do believe we got to be honest about ourselves and what our actual situation is. It wasn't going to happen. Okay? It just wasn't going to happen. I'm not saying don't hope while we're in the process of, We should be hoping for the best, but none of us should be surprised when we get the type of outcome that we got. Now, shout out to Black Uru Strikes. He says, if what the black woman presented on the video is true, every part of what happened in that trial was racism. The prosecutor, judge, and jury all conspired together to destroy Karmelo. Shout out to Black Uru Strikes. Yeah, I thought that was an extremely interesting take that she put forward. And I had been hearing about this particular individual. So I said, you know what? Let's use what she got. Let's use what she got. We don't know that she a liar. Well, we don't know why she'd be lying in this particular situation. So let's use what she got. Because I've been hearing stuff about this particular individual or this particular case. So I say, hey, let's take a quick examination of it. And see, when you look at how things went down, now you got two different situations, but you got them in the same state. And I understand sometimes people will make arguments. Every state is different. The laws are a little bit different, and that's true. That is true. The laws aren't all that different, but there are different variations in laws when you go from state to state. That's a very real thing. Okay, that's a very real thing. And thank you, Mr. Me Too. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. And yes, everybody hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, if you found the channel, get to it while you can. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Subscribe while you can. And that's real talk. So now this is the thing. Now, I knew the fix was going to be in because I just simply look at the pattern of America. The story got too big. Karmelo ain't got a chance. That was my thought process. Okay. Had the story stayed small, he's got a shot. This one got too big. No shot. Okay. Now, I'm going to say, as the powers that be put things together, and everything is done very deliberate. Okay. Now, we got one young man who was sentenced for only 10 years because of what he was convicted for. All right. Now, of course, when in the Karmelo Anthony situation, they just totally removed that because they didn't want that to even come up. Well, if they look at if the juries look at the facts of the case, they'll probably go with that. That's how somebody was thinking. So they said, hey, we're not going to even let that be an option. Now, let's keep in mind, they got the right jury together for what they wanted to do. And even though we really didn't get into it how I wanted to get into it, they gave Karmelo 35 years. Is that really enough? Because I'm going to say, based on how I look at the case, he was being convicted for being a nigga. Is that really enough? Okay. That's 35 years for being a nigga. People going to look at it as a sad situation. Yeah, cool. Some people say, well, the boy did lose his life. Well, he was bullying somebody. What do I care? Okay. I understand it's politically correct to say, it's a tragic situation because the young man's lost his life. That's being politically correct. But in reality is he got killed trying to bully somebody. He got killed to make a point. He wanted to make a point that, dude, I touch you when I want to. He made his point and he touched him. I'm sure he didn't expect death coming with it, but that's what he got. Okay. So at the end of the day, am I supposed to be weeping that he died? No. Now, I don't want that to happen to any particular person, but when you are in the middle of a mess, you guys accept what comes with mess. That's why myself personally, I don't like fighting people. And if I fight somebody, I'm looking to win quickly because I don't want to be ran up on by other people that wasn't a part of the fight initially. Because, people done been murked because they got caught beating up somebody that somebody else liked. Okay, so it is what it is. Now, my personal belief, again, y'all, Karmelo Anthony just got a lucky hit. Got a lucky hit that stopped the fight. Because now everybody looking at, why is Austin having trouble? And Austin gets his shirt up. oh snap, Austin done got stabbed. And it was just about this little nigga ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, the Eagles got involved. This little nigga ain't gonna do nothing. So now, the people who agreed that this was a murder, you know, they conspired together to make sure he was gonna go down. You know, which again, I knew when I first heard the report. There was nowhere in the world you was gonna convince me that some black boy in his situation done killed some white boy. Then the story got that big and America wasn't gonna respond as America does. Okay? When this type of situation happens and the black boy doesn't go down, that's when I know this is new. This is different if it's a big story. All right. So they could have done a lot less, but no, they wanted to set a precedent to let every other nigga know you better not touch no white boy. And you better not touch no white man. I don't care if you do think it's self-defense. You better not touch a white man. So Karmelo Anthony's options were to take a beat down, which I personally believe is going to get ugly. Now, I know a lot of people saying, well, it was only this and it was only that. You not finna fight a person, okay? And all your friends is around and your friends ain't finna jump. Get out of here, y'all. Anybody who believes that Karmelo could had a fight with this guy and he ain't gonna end up fighting at least 10 people, man, I got some great beachfront property in Iowa that you would love. And that's real talk. I got some great beachfront property that you would love. He was gonna end up fighting at least 10 people, and it wasn't gonna be much of no fight. Especially because they said he was only 130 pounds at the time. That's not much of a fight. Let's be realistic about it. Okay? Let me see what Serious Rod's saying. He said, Roger, we had this debate about the gorilla and 100 men. Gorilla's going to survive the first attackers to discourage the others. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that's what saved Karmelo. Karmelo got a lucky shot. He got a lucky shot on Austin. Austin had to go down. And that's literally what kept everybody else from getting on top of him. That knife saved his life. Okay? If not his life, at least some grave bodily injury. Because again, as I said yesterday, some people going to fight and they don't know when to stop. Okay? And I wouldn't trust a bunch of teenagers to pull their punches once you start becoming seriously hurt. And this is the thing. I understand people gonna say, well, you know, all that didn't happen. No, if you in the situation, that's what the situation is. Whoever is friends with the person you getting into with it is the people that's finna jump you. This is how it go. Now, have there been some situations where somebody didn't get jumped? Yeah, because somebody knocked somebody out so fast, the friends didn't get a chance to do nothing. Yes, that has happened. You know? So there's an option. Maybe Karmelo get knocked out so fast the friends don't do nothing. But realistically speaking, if he don't go down after the first lick, the boy getting whooped on. Now, I get it, y'all. People gonna always say, well, you could have walked away. I'm gonna say, I'm not second guessing Karmelo. Why am I not gonna second guess Karmelo? Because number one, I've been in situations like this. Not quite the same, but stuff with some similarities to it. And I'm going to say everybody don't get a chance to walk away. I do know that actually happens. And, maybe our opinions will change about some stuff once, video footage and things like that come out so we can get a better understanding on what really happened. Because at this point, we're relying on what pieces of information we get from people who say they got the proper information. That's what we all kind of relying on at this particular point. Okay? Now, I see what Karmelo did. I see what these non-black people did. Now, in this case, you got two of them, they seem like white boys to me. They get into it. They making all kinds of threats toward each other. They letting them know it's going down, bro. It's going down. Now, allegedly, somebody got a gun pulled on them at prom. So when I see you, it's on site. Now, one is trying to say, hey, man, I can't, we don't need to do this at the school before graduation. I ain't saying I ain't trying to get down. Let's just kind of keep it away from the school. I can believe somebody was trying to be that quote unquote reasonable at the time. I can believe something like that. I definitely can believe something like that. But I also believe if people are in the bathroom and then these other two on the other side come in the bathroom, you ain't no walking out that bathroom. We may have talked about when we gonna get this done, but ain't nobody finna walk out that bathroom. We too close now. We too close. And let's keep in mind, somebody done had a gun pulled on them. See, when you about that life, ain't nobody finna just let you walk out that bathroom. It is what it is. Now, in this particular case, some interesting stuff got done. He didn't get a lucky blow to make a person go down. No, he stabbed the guy up a few times. And then he booked it to the crib. I ain't mad at him. I would think somebody around his age would probably do something very similar. Anybody else will do something kind of similar. Okay? Now, should he have stabbed that other white boy? Should he have stabbed him? Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. When people start putting guns on you, that's a different level. Okay? That's a different level. And when you that young, you ain't gonna necessarily believe that he ain't coming back to do it again at a better time. You ain't gonna necessarily believe that. So the intention definitely was different. People want the smoke. People was technically looking for the smoke, just didn't necessarily want the smoke at the school. But again, you go into a bathroom, the other guys are in there. Can they really get out that bathroom with both of them agreeing not to fight? I don't think that's going to be possible in any kind of way. They said they locked the bathroom door. Could be true, could not be true. I don't know why it's locks on the doors to the boys' bathroom. That's just an interesting piece of information. Why do the boys' bathroom have locks on them? I don't know. I don't know. You know, now maybe schools have been updated due to the white people coming up to schools and shooting up kids. Maybe schools have updated something. I doubt it. I don't know why you got locks on the boys' bathroom. It just sounds real suspect to me. That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. It sounds real suspect to me. But both of them going to the same bathroom and being able to walk out that bathroom without something going down, I think was pretty much impossible. Pretty much impossible. Now, they may have not intended to fight at that moment, but yes, it's on because it's on site. It's just what it is. It's on site. Especially if I had a gun pulled on me, I think I'd be mad enough to steal off anybody. If you didn't had a gun pulled on me, and according to the young lady, he kind of was pointing at the wrong party, the wrong person who actually pulled the gun. But my thing is, if you with the nigga who pulled the gun out on me, yeah, I think at that age it is on site. Okay, at that age, probably is on site. I would like to think I'd do something a little bit different now, but back then, no, it's on site. You was with them niggas who pulled that gun out on me, man. I got to bust you up. Okay, got to. So now, both cases have been tried. Both got convictions. One got the max of what he was convicted of, which only led to 10 years. Now, Karmelo didn't get the max. He just got a nice, hefty sentence of 35 years. And people say, well, what should we do different? I think Karmelo started the wave. If he didn't start the wave, what was he doing? You get into it with a person who's not black. How do you handle this? Will you get justice later? No, you're probably not. I'm going to be realistic. Will you get justice later? Probably not. I don't care how you comport yourself. I don't care what you had on at the time. I don't care if you literally just stepped out of church or you just stepped out of a corporate boardroom. You could be dressed to the nines. If you get into it with a white guy and stuff gets physical, no matter what story you tell, more than likely you're not going to be able to just get away with this, or you're not going to be able to get any type of real justice. Because unfortunately, now shout out to Shark Sense, who was making a point about how when you got black and white together, they push those stories a little bit harder than other stories. So this is the thing. People going to push these stories. Now, as people push these stories, you're going to get more and more attention. If you get big attention and you live in America and you the black guy, any kind of quote unquote justice that you are looking to get is probably not going to happen. Whatever justice you're going to get is probably going to happen at the incident. Okay. Now, I totally have no thoughts in my mind that Karmelo wanted things to go down the way that they actually went down. Too much information out there that says he did not want it to go down that way. He just wanted to stop the bully. Now, when I look at the verdict, it's hard for me to look at that verdict and say what Karmelo did wasn't right. Even though I 100% say he did not mean to kill that boy. According to the verdict he got, and I'm not saying like it for real, it's a good thing the boy did. But when you attach it to his verdict, yeah, the boy should be dead. Because if you gave him 35 years, yeah, you need a dead body behind that one for how that situation went down. So that verdict definitely justifies that killer. Okay, yeah, the boy should be dead with a verdict like that, and he didn't even mean to do it. But let me let these other two gentlemen chime in. Let's see where they go with it. So, nigga, I said so. I think I know what that refers to. Go right ahead. You got the mic.
Happy Thursday, Roger. Happy Thursday to everybody.
Happy Thursday.
I think what happened during
Wait a minute. One more. Are y'all hearing him? Because I'm not. Champ, you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
I see Champ unmuted, and I'm not hearing you either. So I think that's my setting. So my bad. Go right ahead. Let me do what I got to do.
Okay.
I think what happened here is a case of a white boy who heard of his granddaddy power. You know, granddad back in the days used to tell Negroes to get off the bus, and Negroes had to get off the bus. Granddad used to tell Negroes to get out of the train station, and Negroes had to leave the station. And for once in his lifetime, he wanted to feel that power. He wanted to feel what it feels like to tell a Negro to move, and Negro move. But unfortunately, this was an unruly Negro. He didn't understand the Negro code, the black code. When a white person tell you to move, you move without any question asked. Because, nigga, I said so. Why should I move? Nigga, I said so. That's all. He defended himself, and now he had to pick 35, which is odd because 35 is first degree. But how do you prove that this Negro wanted to do that in the first place? He grabbed the knife and decided, yeah, today is going to be the day that I murk a white heifer, which is kind of unlikely, especially for Negroes. Negroes tend to love white people more than white people love themselves, but that's just me. And also, nobody wants to talk about the deleted post of the Metcalf when they were posting guns on Instagram, and they said they dare any monkeys to come to the track meet today. And unfortunately, They found the monkey, an unruly monkey. The unruly monkey fought back because he was bullied, and well, it didn't go their way. But that's just me. Thank you.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Champ, you got it.
Well, again, as I said yesterday, um, I feel like driving down there to Texas right now and taking his place because, again, he shouldn't be getting 35 years in prison for something like that at all. He was about to get ambushed by a combined 400 pounds by two white boys who it appears that their father has had a hand in the legal justice system and everything else. That's the way how I see it. And the fact, he had. I mean, he was like. I mean, he was very. I mean, he was fortunate. I mean, he was unfortunate enough to stab the guy to death. I don't believe he tried to intend to kill him at all. I think he was trying to prevent himself from getting beaten up and everything else. If he stabbed him on the shoulder and everything else, fine and everything else. But he shouldn't be getting 35 years in prison for murder. That wasn't his intent at all. This was a bogus. This was a kangaroo lynching on a black man, on a young black man. They're trying to destroy black men like him and everything else. So, I just want to offer my support for Karmelo Anthony, and they're going to appeal this decision, and hopefully it gets through quickly. He needs better lawyers, by the way, too. So I'm gonna land my plane.
Okay. Now I'm gonna say this, y'all. I don't know how great of a job his lawyer did. Okay. I don't know what lawyer you was gonna get where he wasn't going down. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not saying the lawyer that he had didn't do a great job. I don't have a full understanding of what kind of job he did. I just don't see what lawyer was gonna stop this young man from going down because the story just got too big. It's black, it's white. I'm not saying the kids racialized it, but this too huge for America they wasn't gonna let him walk away. That's just what it is. It's just what it was, if you ask me. But I'm gonna slow down since BGS done came up. BGS, you got it, my brother. How you doing?
No, you can let nigga I said go first if you want.
No, he went.
Okay, all right, okay, man. I caught this when it first happened. Okay. And I'm from LA. I'm from California. California has probably, more. It was one of the bigger school districts outside of New York. Okay, and I live in the hood. This stuff happens all the time with black on black. Okay, I knew what he was going to get. I knew he was going to get the instant he brought a weapon to a school event. It's frowned upon. Okay. If he had all black jurors, he might not have got the same time, but he would have got the same outcome. As soon as you bring a weapon to a school event, okay. Now the judge with the white boy, okay. The jury tried to be lenient with him. Okay, the judge says, "Oh hell no, you're gonna get the. I can't give you more than the 10 years, but I'm gonna give you the maximum of what you can get. Okay, it's because you brought a weapon to school. It's automatic. Okay, you brought a weapon to school. Okay, you went to somebody else's section. Okay, this is fine. If they agree to let you stay there, it's all good. Okay, but when they ask you to leave their section, okay, and you sit there and you antagonize them, which by 20 people said they all did the same thing. You antagonize, call them pussies, all kind of stuff. Okay, you wasn't scared. And then when somebody approaches you, you have a knife, and you put your hand on your knife. Okay, why do you put your hand on your knife? You from Chicago, Roger? Why would you put your hand on your knife?
Because it's about to go down.
Because it's about to go down. Okay. In other words, you intend to use it. One, you ain't supposed to have it. Two, you should when 15 people ask you to leave their section and you don't go, Okay, that looks bad. Okay, you got 20 witnesses, and none of those 20 witnesses took his side. None of them. And about 4 or 5 of them were black. Because if you look at Frisco, the Frisco, you look at the school. Okay. I do believe the school they went to, I think is 30% black. It's not an all white school, because there are no all white schools in Frisco. There aren't. That's why I looked it up.
Well, I'm gonna say the racial component again. To me, that's the adults. What was going down at the time was not a racial situation. I think Austin just wanted that dude to get out of there, not necessarily because of his race. Maybe he didn't like him or whatever case is. They supposedly didn't know each other.
They didn't.
I've heard the accusation that Austin was doing some racial stuff. I don't know that any of that is true at this particular point.
Okay, if you're in an opposing team's tent, okay, and you talking trash to them in their tent, you calling them pussies, you call their team's ass in their tent, and they say, "Okay, buddy, we had enough. It's time for you to go." And you say, "I'm not leaving." Okay, you're instigating a situation. Okay. And somebody approaches you, say, "Man, it's time to go," and you say, "Make me," and you put your hand on your knife.
Well, I'm gonna say at the end of the day, he can be there. It's polite culture to not be there, but he actually can be there. That's what the law is.
Okay, Actually, the law, the fact that there's a few lawyers say the same things. Like, okay, you in a park at a picnic, okay. And you can be any place in that park, right? But you lay out a blanket, and your group is having a get together on a blanket, and somebody you don't know comes to sit in the middle of your blanket. Does he have a right to be there?
Yeah, they do technically have a right to be there, but it's polite culture not to do that.
Okay, so you go. So in other words, and all that counts when it comes to when it comes to culture. Okay, in other words, if you get in the middle of us and we ask you to leave and you get into the fight, who's the instigator?
See, the thing is, that's going to be up to interpretation.
You have that is exactly what happened. Okay. This is the thing, and this is why they take this extremely seriously. Which is why I know, had he been out in the street, it'd been a completely different thing. Okay.
I did say I do believe, if anything, he's doing this. That you could say he's doing that Karen stuff. I would say it like that. I can see a good argument that he was being a Karen.
No, he wasn't being a Karen because I have a nephew that's in Texas, in the suburbs in Texas, and this is the idea of being tough. Okay, I know it because my nephew, when he was here in the hood, he didn't do that crap. Okay, but when we got to Texas, all of a sudden he's a tough guy. He gonna mimic hood behavior. I told my nephew, so you didn't do that shit when you were here. And you're in the middle of the hood. Okay. What I'm saying is, and Dennis Sperling, if you listen to Dennis Sperling talk about it, because he talked about it with, I forget what his name is. And Dennis Sperling, he's an attorney. He's in Houston. He's an attorney. Okay. He said the exact same thing. And Dennis is from where I'm at, because me and Dennis are from basically the same neighborhood. We from LA. We see this shit happen all the time. Okay. And the thing is, there's a reason. Okay, no matter what the state statute says, they all agree that I don't care what the weapon statute is, you cannot carry this kind of stuff on school ground. Okay, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that white boy, instead of had that white boy bash his head in the white boy in the bathroom, bash the little Mexican boy's head into the ground, which is mutual combat, he'd have got 2 years maximum, right? Which is what they won't give him. They want to give him probation, but the judge says because you carried a deadly weapon onto a school ground, that's a deadly weapons enhancement. Okay, why do you think they do that? It's because kids are emotional. You put weapons into a school ground, you have a fight break out, okay? And a kid who's small going against a kid who's going bigger, he's going to use it. okay? And you don't send your kids to school so that where kids are bringing weapons onto the school ground, okay? So a fight can turn deadly. That's exactly why they put it in. And a kid from kindergarten to where he was a senior, you know that already. And that's how come Metcalf said you ain't got nothing in that bag because you're not supposed to have nothing in that bag. Why you got your hand in your bag? You ain't got nothing in it because you ain't supposed to have it.
Yeah, well, he definitely did.
He definitely okay, and I'm not saying okay. You saying you touch me, you gonna get what's coming at you. Okay, fine. Okay, he got what's coming at him. He got unalived because I'm not gonna we're not gonna say that on your channel. He got unalived. Okay, fine. He got unalived. Okay.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind the death part.
Who said
Yeah,
he
he
got
killed. I don't mind that part.
In other words, the reason that you come up with that particular weapon in that arena because everybody's unarmed. Everybody's unarmed.
Okay.
Okay, and you know this, and you do it anyway. So okay, all right, tough guy. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm not gonna back down. I'm gonna protect myself. If you touch me, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, you did it. Okay, same thing in LA. Okay, tough guy, you did it. Okay, now guess what, tough guy. Tough guys get tough sentences. Okay, that's what you got. Now, do I do? Because me, Dennis, and the police officer said, okay, I think 35 is excessive. I think he'll do about half a sentence, and they'll cut him loose. I think he'll do about 15, which I think is appropriate. I think 15 years for this is appropriate. Okay, 35 was way too harsh. But I think when he gets in on appeal, they may reduce it. I think even when he gets in, I think the parole board will look at him. He was young when he was young and dumb when he did this stuff. We're gonna cut him loose because they've done it before. There was a chick that was in Texas that murdered. She was a young prostitute. She murdered the dude in his sleep. Or murdered a white dude in his sleep. Okay. And they gave her they gave her like 40 years. Okay, but she was young. And they gave her about 15 and they cut her loose. So it does happen. I expect it to happen in this case. What I'm sad about is okay, your daddy moved you into a white suburb, okay, a mixed suburb, okay, upper middle class suburb, where none of this stuff is supposed to happen. And you do the very thing, that's not supposed to happen in that suburb on a school event. Okay, that stadium is school grounds. It's owned by the school district. Okay, it's like going to school. It's like going to the cafeteria.
Oh, absolutely.
So do I have sympathy for this dude? No. Because if it was my kid, man, my kid would heard a riot act. I'd have popped him upside his head. How stupid can you be?
Now, I do want to respond to this. Shout out to Shark Sands who has joined. He said, Roger, no damn well, ain't nobody got a right to sit on my blanket. Now, I do know that, but this is the complexity with certain things. If you had a park and someone's on your stuff, now it's the complex thing about is that considered possession or not? Because you definitely shouldn't be on somebody else's stuff.
I heard about, and this Nate the lawyer is a lawyer. He's a black lawyer, as a matter of fact. Okay, he's a black lawyer, as a matter of fact. I heard about 5 lawyers did the exact same thing. Okay, you have a right to space. Okay, but thing is, just like if it was what situation was reversed, and he had the tent. It was his school's tent, and he got up and asked a certain opposite party to leave. Okay, you have a duty to leave.
Well, I'm trying to say, because you did ask me that question about if we was at a park. If you at a park, technically anybody can be in a certain space unless you have a reservation. Okay, now getting on somebody's blanket.
Yeah.
My thing is you that's where people start getting complicated because you're on a blanket. But the thing is, will the law consider that as them possessing a blanket? That part I don't know.
You in somebody's personal space. It's like you at a bar and you can sit anywhere and somebody decides to sit at your table.
No, I get that, but people get the folks get real technical depending upon who did what. They get
And
real technical.
I have 5 lawyers that got technical and says, okay, there's a certain thing called personal space that you invaded. Okay.
Well, I can recognize that. I'm just wondering, would that be
Well,
recognized if somebody stood on your blanket, which is not them actually touching you or even technically in your personal space?
let
If
me
somebody
say
just
this.
stood on your
Yeah,
blanket,
and the thing, and Dennis said the exact same thing. Okay, he could have knocked him out. He could have gave him a 2-piece. He could elbow him in the chest. He could elbow him in his throat. He could have done a whole bunch of things. Okay, and he would have met force with force. Okay, what he did was, number one, there's 2 things he did. Okay, uh, one, you carried a weapon onto a prohibited space. Okay, which everybody agrees all over the country. It's not just here. All over the country agrees with the same thing. Okay, in California, same thing. Okay, you cannot carry these things onto school grounds. Number one. Number two, with Texas, read the statute. Okay, you have to meet force with proportional force.
all right. Now I want to take this. I gotta get these other guys in
Go ahead.
BGS.
Go
Shout
ahead.
out to Make Drama Bear. He said we can't have people killing each other in society. Jesus effing Christ. Now I wouldn't use Jesus' name like that, but brother, we already got that.
We got people killing in society.
Well,
Look at Iran and look at Gaza. That happens all the time. But the thing
yeah.
is, I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. Okay, I do. I, if I don't care what color my kid is. Okay, if a kid brought a weapon into a non-weaponized situation amongst kids, okay, I'd be pissed. Okay.
Well, I just want to say this though too, but make it real quick.
Real quick, because I got these other
The
guys
school
in.
system and the high school athletic system really failed in this whole situation. This should have never have happened in the first place. Okay, because I've never ever seen something like that where a rival school, won't allow the person to sit underneath the tip if it's raining because of something like that.
Okay.
Never.
You in a mixed white area, and it's way more liberal. Okay. It's not the hood. Okay, in the hood it never happened because we know how it goes down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He was in the hood. He's in LA in the hood. He'd have known. Homie, don't even come over here. Okay, you need to go sit in your section. Okay.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
All right, we got to get these other guys in. We got to get the other guys in.
I'll go ahead and mute up. Go ahead.
All right. Shout out to Trump's America. You got it. We got Pookie Raw coming in behind him, and then Nigga Laws coming in behind him. Go ahead, Trump's America.
First, shout out to the panel. Shout out to BGS. Shout out to you, Roger. Shout out to the folks in the chat. So again, before I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, I do feel sorry for the young man. This is a tragedy. He was according from my research, a good track star, a good student. Could have made it to like some of the Big Tens, or even he could have made it, to the top 30s academically. But the problem is, which Black America has, is the love of the culture, right? Oh, I mean, when you have a future, bro.
Say it again, man. Say that again, because that's real.
When you have a future, just walk away. Walk away. Not like for me. Hey, man. For me, he's innocent. Killing white people, not a big deal in my book. That's okay. But at the end of the day, he's suffering because he's the loser because he lost sports scholarships. He lost the future. And then on top of that, he purposely moved out there to get away from the nonsense. Purposely moved out there to get away from the nonsense, and you cause it nonsense. Right? Walking away doesn't cost you anything. Right? That's the walking away does not cost you anything. And that is the real issue here. And then on top of that is we keep talking about, okay, we got 35 years. Well, this is Trump's America. The reason why that boy got 10 and this nigga got 35, because this is Trump's America. Right? If I'm white, I'm doing the same thing. You can't kill my white people. Not on my watch. So that's all I'm saying. And the person was like, oh, you can't go around killing people in society. Where was that statement during slavery? Where was that statement during Jim Crow? Where was that statement during Reconstruction? Where niggas just hanging? right? So at the end of the day, I'm not stressed about a white dude dying. They've been killing us for 400 years, right? They've been making us disappear for 400 years. So I'm not tripping about that. But what I am tripping about is that this dude was a resource that could have been a productive black male, right? You get Pookie to do this dumb shit, right? You walk away and then call Peanut, right? Because Peanut's gonna get rewarded with coochie, whatever. But now this nigga's gonna sit in the state pen getting his butt cheeks clapped, right? So hope all y'all niggas get this nigga commissary money so you can get Prep H, because this dude is definitely leaving with an STD. Shout out all the niggas who love white coochie.
Okay, Roger's thing is not working. So Pookie Raw, you want to go next?
Whoever's next, jump in.
Yeah.
He's muted. He don't know.
Go ahead, Nicholas.
Okay, Nicholas.
Okay. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to BGS. I'm glad you came up here and got Roger straight, because I was going to come up here and do it too. My disappointment is that we got to be honest as black people. Yeah, they got nigga laws. You gonna do more time for the same crime. So what? You got to know it, or you got to operate it. But we have to be honest about our own tribalism. We got to be honest, man. And we got to be honest and say, man, that we got to teach our kids not to do these things. Just like BGS said, you can't be taking weapons in school, man. That ain't right. And we can't. That makes you a criminal before anything ever happens. It simply does. That's the truth. And if you're in a bad position, you cannot win that way. And we have to start there. So we cannot excuse what he did after he started from the wrong premise in the first place. And Roger kept a knife, bro. It's a knife, just like in the Rick Child situation. The brother had a gun. We are giving them ammunition to do these things to us. We're giving them ammunition to give us these long sentences. We're giving them ammunition to kill us. Damn it, if they're going to give us long sentences, make it hard for them to do them. If they're going to kill us, make it hard for them to justify.
You're borging.
You have to give us something to fight back with for you. Okay, but I'm probably going out, man. I'll land my plane there.
Yeah, but I just want to. Can I just say something really quick? I just want to say this because I want to really drive this point home about the power walking away. This nigga went from potentially getting blowjobs at PWIs to now getting poked in the shower.
Yeah.
I hope that you know.
Yeah. And like Swim Champ said, your father moved you out of that environment, and you carry the environment with you. Does not make freaking sense to me.
Well,
lose your virginity.
Well, I'm gonna say, look, I understand he's a young man. I mean, he's a convicted murderer at this point. It don't make no difference what we felt about that. That's just what he is at this point.
As soon as he did it, he knew he was gonna get convicted. He knew.
Well, I mean, I knew he was gonna get convicted too.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. It's a good thing, based on what the situation is. It's better off that the white guy did die, because I mean, it is what it is. They have been killing us for a long period of time, so I'm not tripping to no white bully got killed. I'm definitely not tripping about that.
So do you think you think that he would have got the same sentence if the white boy had lived?
If the heck, he might have got a worse sentence had the white boy lived.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have got.
I think he would have gotten lesser than, but he probably would have gotten close to maybe 10 years. Or
he wouldn't have got that. He wouldn't have got that.
With that white boy being able to testify against him, he could have got worse.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't have got worse because it's not murder. Okay,
Yeah,
he-
I
it's
think he
not
would have
murder.
gotten at least. He would have gotten at
he's
least
17. He'd have got maybe a year max, and then he'd have got probation on the rest, and got kicked out.
He would
Okay,
have.
that's what he
He
got.
would have. He would have got attempted murder in the max for that.
This is
They clearly wanted to make the point with this guy's case. So if that white guy lives, he getting more time.
What I'm saying. Okay. I live in California. I live in a black neighborhood. Okay, had that happened at school, they'd have railroaded him. The whole black Jew would have railroaded him too.
Yeah,
this is Roger's tribalism, man. You
This
can't
ain't tribalism. The guy
Bro,
got
this is
the
not
guy definitely got
tribalism,
you
bro.
railroaded,
can't
bro.
you
He
can't
definitely got
excuse
railroaded.
you can't excuse
That's
that
not
behavior, bro. That's a bad precedent.
This ain't
Here's
about
the thing.
excusing.
One at
This
a time.
ain't
One at a
about
time, y'all.
excusing
Roger,
behavior.
One at a time. Yeah, y'all can't all speak at once. One at a time.
Yeah.
Roger, here's my issue.
Uh,
Here's
uh,
my issue. Quickly. Here's my issue. You keep saying it, but it's not worth the return on investment. Is not worth it. Even if you say, okay, yeah, make sure he's dead. That's not worth 35 years in prison, bro. The reward is not worth it, and that's where like you lose me on this. Walk away.
I mean,
brother.
if you think being a soldier and taking that white boy's life is worth it, then do your 35 and keep stepping.
Well, my thing is, y'all kind of put something on me that I didn't say. First of all,
clarify what you said.
What? First of all, the one thing I am saying is because Karmelo was there and he had to make the threat assessment. I'm not going to disagree with him until I get some video footage or something, so I can have a reason to disagree with him. I'm not excusing the fact that he had a knife. I think the knife saved his life, though. It's that simple at the end of the day.
How so?
Because if he didn't have that knife and he ain't able to poke Austin the way he did, the fight continues and he's getting jumped by at least 10 guys.
He lost.
No, he wasn't. That's not even true. They do have video evidence. No, it wasn't. They had the video showed it. No, he wasn't.
I haven't seen the video.
Okay,
So,
nobody's seen the video, but guess what? All your jurors did, all your people, other people in the in what they said the exact same thing. In fact, the defense attorney actually pulled out the video. Does it look like he's getting jumped?
that jury was gonna convict him no matter what.
But your witnesses say the witnesses and
the witnesses were his
hold
friends.
on. And the people inside the courtroom all said the same thing. He wasn't getting jumped.
They're his friends. He didn't get jumped because he took Austin out. He wasn't getting jumped because he took Austin out.
No, he wasn't getting jumped. Okay. Oh,
talk, man. To me, man.
I'm gonna
I'm
push back on it. Okay, is a dude that's 5'8", 140 pounds gonna take on a dude that's 6'2", 215, 220 pounds without a knife?
Yes, it's happened before.
Not only that, Roger. I got into information about this. It wasn't only on the bleachers. It was on bleachers. He's on top of the bleachers. He was on the edge of the bleachers. So BGS, somebody got you. You want to foot in your air to get to bleachers. What you want to do? You want to go forward, or you want to go backwards? And this dude can grab you, throw you off the bleachers, and you get fucked up. Excuse my language. What you want to do?
What you want to do is get the fuck out of his tent.
That wasn't even his tent. BGS, they was all underneath that tent. They were suspended. They were supposed to go there in the first place. BGS,
he wasn't supposed to go there. No, he wasn't supposed to go there. He wasn't.
The white boys wasn't supposed to go there. The white boys wasn't supposed to go there.
Hold on. Did you get confirmation he was suspended? Because if he was suspended,
he was not suspended.
Suspended.
Hold on. Slow down. Did you get confirmation he was suspended?
He was an alternate at the track meet. Okay, he was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So what wasn't supposed to be there? Austin was supposed to be there.
J-Lock, stop and listen to me, bro. Stop and listen to me. A lot of times people just give out poor information. Do you have confirmation that the boy was suspended?
No, he wasn't.
The courtroom said it. How you gonna say no, I wasn't, OG? Come on now. They
He
said
was he was supposed he was everybody
he was
every
suspended, and the court said he wasn't supposed. The brothers weren't supposed to be there.
the
Austin was
brothers.
not supposed. The Metcalf was not supposed to be there at all. And guess what? Another thing is too. They didn't tell you is this. They was notoriously bullying people at the school, and the kids. And
All
I
right,
wonder why those
Okay,
kids were
let
not
me finish.
being bullied.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Look, I'm trying to rock with him, but what I do need to hear him say a clear, so it'll be clear. How do you know he was suspended? Because people throw out all kinds of
All kind
rumors
of
out
stuff.
there.
Okay, I
How
have
do
never
you
heard
know
that.
he was suspended?
I never heard that.
He was suspended because he was bullying somebody at the school. He had sexual. Excuse me. I know. I want to. He had an allegation case against him. He was doing drugs and stuff. He had a
Okay.
notorious suspension. He had a notorious. You can look this up.
No,
You can,
Okay.
You guys tell me how you think
Give
that
us a
is
reference. Give
confirmed.
us a reference because I've been following this for like a year and a half. I've never heard that.
he was the when you look at the court. This is why they didn't show it. They didn't
Hold
show.
on.
They didn't
Go ahead.
show. They didn't show in court. I wish they lied. They lied this on TV. They lied. They put this live on TV. But
Okay.
they did not show this on TV for a reason. The court
Okay.
ordered. His lawyer said. His lawyer, Karmelo lawyer, had evidence and proof that their boy was suspended from school. They didn't get.
I just
They said that he did something to school to somebody that he got suspended for. He wasn't supposed to do that day. And that track.
I just
Okay.
looked it up.
Real quick.
I just
Go ahead.
looked it up. There is no record or evidence indicating that Austin Metcalf was under suspension at the time of his death.
He was supposed to be suspended.
He was active. You can't say that.
And if being suspended,
No. This is the tribalism that I was talking about in my intro. This is the tribalism. We're gonna find a way to make our guy right because he's black, and we won't correct our own people. This is part of the problem we're having in our community. We will not correct our own people, man.
It's not even okay. So we correct our own people. So
because I hate what I think Charles should went to prison personally, but the thing is, that wasn't my call because I've seen that with Latasha Harlins back in '92 in Los Angeles. We've been through this already, okay, for the same shit. So I agree with you there, but I'm not going to excuse because I have children and grandchildren. I'm not going to excuse some kid that thinks it's a badass bringing a weapon on a school ground. Somebody.
It wasn't even a weapon like that. It was a toolkit. It was only a toolkit.
It was a knife.
It was a knife.
It's a knife.
He was on drugs. He was on drugs. The autopsy say he was on drugs.
It doesn't matter what he's on.
Hey, J-Lock, hold on, J-Lock, slow it down. Look, y'all. At the end of the day, it is what it is. My thing is the boy got killed because he did something he had no business doing, and it is what it is.
Right.
Okay, but Karmelo. Yeah, he had a knife. It is what it is. He did have a knife. He did have a knife. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, the way this stuff got tried and what happened, there's obviously two different systems. And how do you change a system? Karmelo kind of did the right thing as far as changing a system. He started down the right road because we can all agree that he killed the guy. People can say, "Well, no, I agree with it." And he's a convicted murderer at this point. If he don't kill his boy, nothing changes anyway.
Well,
so I'm cool with it.
You know what did change, Roger? You know what did change? Okay. Now the school system they should have been doing in the first place. Before they trusted all the upper middle class school kids to do the right thing. They wasn't gonna hurt each other, right? Okay. And so for a track meet, okay, they said, okay, so it's a low conflict event. We're not gonna use money to actually put in scanners and people that can check people's bags and stuff like that. Okay, which is what they're supposed to do. Guess what they do now for all events?
As they should have been doing.
As they should have been doing. Okay, it slipped through the cracks, and this is a tragedy because this slipped through the cracks. Okay, it is what it is. But guess what? It doesn't help him.
What? He wasn't gonna get help no way. He wasn't
I,
gonna get help no way. So
okay, all right.
it was on that.
I got a case for you. I got a case for you since you're so smart, BGS, and freaking
Yes,
all
I
the
am.
guys.
I am. I am.
I got a
Absolutely.
case. I got a case.
I am. I am.
J Lock.
No.
Hey, J Lock. Hey, J Lock. I got a whole channel. You can have. Hold on. You can have 300 people listening to you. If you want to come on my channel, we can have this. We can have this out. Okay.
Hey,
We have a whole channel.
Hey.
With 300 people. If you want to have this discussion, we can have it on my channel if you want to.
Right.
Get all the attention that you want.
Yeah, you can go to BGS channel if you want to get into it personally with BGS. My channel is not for people to get into it personally.
Because you got 100, maybe 100 people on Rogers. You can have 300 on mine.
Okay. Now I'm gonna bring you back up, but I'm telling you, this is not the place for you to have a personal issue with him. And I'm gonna say, if you want to have it out with him, yeah, go to his channel. I will put it up.
I will boot up one right now. You want to have a personal issue with
Roger, let Pookie Raw go.
No, I'm about to. I just wanted to make sure that got calmed down first. All right, Pookie Raw, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Goddamn smart. Yes, 145 IQ. That's smart, sir. I'm sorry.
This is I want to say shout out to everybody, BGS.
Speak up. I can barely hear you.
I want to say shout out to everybody on the panel. Roger, thanks for letting me up finally.
Oh man, you said you had to wait in the back now.
everything BGS said, everything Great Black Reset said is absolutely correct. Black people, we will try to justify the worst things. The worst things we do, we will try and justify. We talk about black women don't want to take accountability. No, black people don't take accountability.
True.
That's facts.
This nigga brought a knife to a fist fight. He was not being jumped. If he was being jumped, we would have seen bruises on the board. He was not being jumped. He was being spoken to. Now let Roger throw a goddamn barbecue and somebody who he don't know just happens to walk up in the barbecue and just
grab a
sit
rib
at the table and grab a rib. Roger's going to flip his goddamn wig. but he's going to be disingenuous enough to say, no, that don't mean nothing. Yo, bro, this is ridiculous. And then we wonder why these young boys and young girls is out here acting like fucking savages. It's because of us.
Wow.
Got you, Roger.
No, he don't. I'm gonna tell you how he don't got it.
Literally because
hold on.
About this 2 minutes, Roger.
Hold on. Let him finish and then get Roger, man.
Young boys out in Chicago shooting every goddamn body up. This is why. Look at if Roger's an OG and he's talking like this, what is he telling these little niggas in the barbershop?
All right, now I'm gonna say this. Number one, he ain't got me because if somebody came in and did all that and I do something to him, number one, I'm gonna take responsibility for what I did. I'm gonna be right there. I did it. Okay. I don't run from what I do. When I do something, I do it because I wanted to.
Okay.
Ooh, it just is what it is on that note.
Okay.
I did it because I wanted to. All right. Now, what people's reaction to it, they can react how they want. But if I do something, I'm doing it because I want to do it.
And you're gonna take the fade as it comes, right?
Exactly. But see, I'm willing to accept consequences for my actions.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So I ain't doing stuff I don't want to do. I'm doing what I wanted to do.
So you understand? You understand Karmelo, huh?
No, I totally get what Karmelo did. And like I said, I'm not gonna say he was wrong under his threat assessment until I see footage that shows me different. He was there. He made the decision that he needed to pull that knife out. I'm not gonna second guess the young man without a reason to second guess him.
Respectfully, Roger, bro.
That's crazy, Roger.
Come on, man. That's crazy because I know for a fact if a 5'10" white man came in your backyard and took a rib and you told him to scram
and he put a knife in your chest,
gonna crash out. You gonna crash out.
Hear what I'm saying, brother. At the end of the day, if you bigger than me by 85 pounds, your brother's there with you, and you got friends there with you, and there's any potential for a fight. If there's any potential for a fight, all y'all getting as far as I'm concerned.
So in other words, why are you in the middle of a gang territory begging for a fight?
No.
Thank you.
My
There you
point.
go.
My
He
point is
wasn't
this.
using a gun
My point is
territory.
this.
Yeah,
Roger. My point.
same thing when
Hold on.
you
Wait.
when you
My
with a
point.
team, okay?
You're not hearing this, because Roger. Because what we're saying is just like the white people say, "Get out my tent and scram." You would have did the same thing if
Thank
you
you.
were
Thank
under
you.
a tent
But this is in a
cooking.
public
Hey,
event.
hold on. Hey, one at a time, y'all.
If you were in the tent cooking with your 6'5", 6'10" cousins and shit, and a 5'10" skinny ass white boy came over and took a rib, you gonna tell him scram, and when he don't, you gonna crash out.
No,
That is
Yeah, but see, but
we
here's the thing.
we're going to
This,
make a. Go ahead, Champ. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Roger
Bro,
checkmated right there.
are we forgetting that this was at a track event and
It don't
everybody was
matter.
allowed to go there and everything
it
else?
doesn't matter
Thank
if
you. Thank
It
you.
does
Thank you.
matter. It
This
does
it,
matter.
No, it
it
don't.
doesn't
Everybody
matter
listen,
if
was
any.
invited to go
Hold
to
on,
the
time
track
out,
event
time
and
out.
everything
no, let
If
else.
him
any,
finish.
hold on,
Yeah,
And they were allowed to attend the event and everything else.
out.
It doesn't
it's
matter.
called
Niggas are
team
not being
etiquette,
honest.
sir.
You niggas are not being honest. If any one of y'all is under a tent with all your friends, and
Yes.
two of your friends are 6'2", 200 pounds, and a white dude come over
Is it
taking
60
your
under him? They're
shit,
gonna put him, eject him from the tent.
all
Yes.
of you gonna be like, scram. Y'all
Yeah.
not being honest.
They flexible.
Mm-mm.
Damn
No,
right they are.
no.
But
They all asked him to leave. He didn't leave, okay?
Yes, they
I,
did.
This
I,
was a public event.
yeah,
It
They
wasn't.
did
It
not
wasn't
all ask him to
ignorant.
leave. They
hold
asked
up,
him to
chat,
jump.
chill. I got AB media up here, and Jado ain't had a chance to say
Okay.
nothing. And I'm just gonna say, I don't have this natural hatred of white people that maybe y'all have. I don't have that.
I guess we need to go back to Jim Crow then. I
What,
guess.
what, what, hold on, Jeff.
Oh boy.
Let me let
Yeah,
AB
ain't
and
none
They
of us
Jado
got,
get in
been,
here.
ain't none of us,
they got to hide
none of y'all old enough to
when
remember
they ain't
Crow,
got
man.
nothing else. They got to hide behind the white man. When they ain't got
Well,
nothing
Roger,
else to fight with,
BGS,
hide behind the white
hey,
man.
BGS said it
I
best.
got
If they
I
was
got
at a fake
plenty. I'm
group,
just trying to
they
let
wouldn't do
AB
this.
and Jado get in before I get into all mine. But I got plenty to go.
We
AB,
gonna let we gonna let AB up. J-Lo got the way. J-Lo got the
go ahead, AB.
You hear me? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we
you.
hear
Go
you,
ahead.
way.
brother.
Yeah.
Okay. How can I say this? I don't feel sorry for him. Anybody that's been to a sporting event knows you don't play around like that in the other team's tent. This should be common sense. I know I'm using too much logic here, but it's common sense. You don't go sit in the other team's tent. Anybody who's ever been to the sporting event at high school knows that. On top of the fact, they asked him to leave 15 times. 15 times. I mean, after the 15th time, say whatever room they said about those two twins, I would be, and I'm an athlete, I would be pissed too, and want to throw them out. Now it's unfortunate what happened, but I don't feel sorry for him. I just don't.
All right.
Now to be fair to BGS's point, it's 30 years excessive.
It's
Yeah,
excessive. I think that's excessive. Yeah, I do.
yeah, but and it's probably going to get whittled down and during the appeal, I would imagine.
I think Texas is pretty good about that. You know, with the I think you serve 50% of your 55% of your what you call it. You're eligible for parole. So
Okay.
I think they're gonna cut him loose early.
Yeah, but and they probably had to do it to just to shut all the knuckleheads up too. They probably knew it's going to get reduced, but shut all the knuckleheads up. But anyway, that's my take on it. I just don't feel sorry for him. He should have known better.
And I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna read a line so y'all can be reminded what the show is about. Shout out to D's. I wonder what came behind these, but he said Carmelo's judge wouldn't allow criminal negligent homicide even be added to the list of charges. This is just we have gotten very acceptable of a lot of criminal behavior by judges in the first place. Okay, but because we're not arguing whether the man guilty or not, he's a convicted murderer at this point, which I said at the beginning of the show. I think y'all are trying to argue on his conviction. I'm comparing what he got to what somebody else got and what the system is doing and how you move something forward. Not whether he's convicted or not. He got convicted. It's over with.
Okay. I think they offered him a lesser charge, if I'm not mistaken, and his family and the attorneys refused it. So,
oh boy, okay. Well,
that means
what? They offered him a lesser charge.
They wanted to drop it to manslaughter. Manslaughter. They wanted to drop it.
Damn, they should have
jumped on that shit.
And they I guess they thought the kid was innocent, so they wanted to go to trial as is. So.
All right. Now let me get Jado in. Let me get Rael in, and y'all, somebody gonna get swapped out here and there because
I'll drop down. I'll drop down.
No, you gotta do all that, BGS. You wasn't gonna get moved. You good.
Hold on, before you leave BGS, what time your show starts?
No, he ain't leaving.
Unless
you want to.
Pacific or whatever time zone you're in, but 2:30 Pacific. So,
Okay, I'll be up to around 4 a.m.
Okay, I actually did 3 shows on this when it first happened.
Yeah.
Okay, because I might want to debate you on this too.
Yeah,
we can do it now.
And the privileged folks, ain't gonna get removed, y'all. It's gonna be the rest of y'all swapping in and out.
I got the information on what he was offered.
You can drop down, Roger.
If you guys want to hear it.
Well, go ahead, jump in.
What? Well, go ahead real quick. Go ahead, because I gotta get. But after you, I gotta get Jado in and Rael gotta get in.
You gotta do that right now, DVR. You gotta do that right now. I'm not messing with you. No, but go ahead.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to go with the conversation. He was offered manslaughter, and it was 2 to 20 years is what he was offered.
2 to 20. Yeah, he should have took it.
He should have took that, bro.
Damn.
No, that's an automatic 20. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's not automatic.
Hey, Raj, I'm gonna drop down. I'm gonna get ready to head on out, but it was worth talking about and everything else. We got to continue on this conversation about
Champ, salute to you. Shame on you, buddy. Shame on you.
Shame on me. Okay, well, I just believe that we got to start defending ourselves rather than just turning cheeks and everything else. This is not.
Oh, that's fine. That's you know what? Same thing when if you're a soldier and you're Palestinian or you're Hezbollah, Lebanese, or you're an Iranian. Okay, you don't have to turn the other cheek. But the thing is, if you go out there on that battlefield, you got to take what comes with it.
Fine.
Thank you. All right, take it easy.
I'm from LA, man. The streets are the streets. Okay.
He ain't take that plea deal because he was listening to Roger Report.
That's cold.
Roger would have told him to take it.
Yeah, he'd got to see that automatic 20 anyway. He took that deal.
And wait, but 15 years.
2 to 20 is better than 35.
Yeah, but shout out to Black Rule Strike. He said the black woman on the video said the judge refused to reduce the charge, and that did happen. Judges do a lot of little slick stuff that they really shouldn't be doing.
Okay,
but I ain't gonna get into all that right now because honestly, it don't even sound constitutional based on what the Constitution says or what you should be able to happen to a person. Is you're supposed to pick a charge. And a person should be tried for that one thing. And that's it. Not, I get on trial and I'm being tried for 3 different things. No, you pick a charge. I'm either going to win my case or I'm either lose my case. I don't get 3 different charges and then go through one trial. So, and then the one that come up that y'all like might be work. That ain't even constitutional.
They do that to give the jury leeway.
No, they do that because people don't understand a law at a level that we should. I get tried for one thing. I either win or I lose according to that Constitution.
The law is what we say it is, and basically that's why they do it. They can do that because it is the law.
If it ain't constitutional, it ain't the law.
It is constitutional. It is constitutional.
I would argue different.
My homie,
but hold on, y'all. No, let me let these guys get in because I don't even want to turn that into what the show is about.
What I'm saying is, they could have gave him less than 20 even on the murder charge if the jury had wanted to do it. They could have given him less.
Wait, that wasn't gonna happen at all. But Jado, please get in there, please. Jado, please.
They could have gave him life. Okay, they didn't.
Hey, what's up, fellas? Hope y'all doing well. Peace, bro. I'm gonna be. Maybe this is very inflammatory, man. And I don't mean it to be, but you know, I know the black men. We say we want power, we want to control stuff, right? But I don't believe you niggas, man. I don't believe you niggas. You need the white man to come in and clean up stuff for you. This shouldn't even be a debate, to be honest with you, man. It's right there for you. You want the white man to supervise you and be controlled. That's what you really want. Not everyone, fellas. Not 100%. Not all. But most, man. That's what y'all want. Imagine if we had our land, just us, black people. This is all black case. Everything is blackety black, right?
To Atlanta.
Yeah, that's an option. But I'm just saying, imagine this. And I first ran through the scenario. I've been observing you Negroes for 48 years now, man. But I'm just saying, if this was all black, I would think that this wouldn't even be a subject. It'd be a quick in and out, blah blah. But it wouldn't be. You Negroes will still argue over it. It would be because one person, let's say, again, this is all black. Let's say Austin is from the east side, and then Karmelo's from the west side. You niggas will still be arguing over the shit.
Of course, like white people do too. So it's not just us.
Well, yeah, that's true. I'm not saying this is exclusive.
All people do it, and that's why I'm saying
that's true.
It was all black jury because I'm in LA, and this stuff happens.
We do it at a higher rate, though.
Not really.
Yes. Okay. With this should be something very simple, fellas, and we arguing over it like this. It's dumb, man. And then we start lying and making up stuff because we get emotional.
Yeah.
Please stop it, fellas.
Right.
And I'll end right there.
Yeah.
Jado, if it was all black, we wouldn't even be having a conversation about this shit. The only reason why is we having a conversation because a black boy killed a white boy, he got put in jail, and they think he shouldn't be going to jail for killing a white person.
You know what, Shark? I thought that initially too. That's not. No, we would argue over it. It'd just be the east side nigga versus the west side nigga.
All right, Ryan, go ahead and get it.
That Raymond Child shit, okay. That his store should not be patronized in that black neighborhood forever. They should run him out of town. Okay, you will not make not one more cent in my neighborhood. Okay, that's what they should do. Okay, we can't send you to jail. But guess what we can do? We can make sure that your business go out of business, move someplace else. You're not wanted here. That's what should happen because same thing happened to Latasha Harlan that caused the riots in LA. Okay, same shit. Okay, over a bottle of orange juice with a Korean grocer. Okay. That I agree with. Same thing that happened to what's his name? It was Tamir Rice in not Tamir Rice. It was Tamir Rice, right? In Florida. Okay. Now we helped put their boy on trial. Okay. We helped that. We couldn't do it. We helped it. Okay. Because we told them in Florida what to do to make sure that at the very least he went on trial. And guess what? We got 20 black men to come to that white boy's door to get justice. Okay. The things you can do things, and black people do stand up for themselves. But the thing is, in this case, okay, as soon as I saw it, because I see this constantly in Los Angeles, okay, constantly in Los Angeles, okay. And the first thing that every kid, because I have, my kid is 40, okay, my oldest is 40, okay. I got 5 grandchildren. Everybody knows from the day you hit school that you cannot, what he just did in that school event, you cannot do, and you did it anyway.
All right, now I'm gonna say you said Tamir Rice, but you meant Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin,
just for everybody to get
Tamir Rice, that that motherfucking cop. Okay. Anyway, that's
but we just playing off for reference point.
Well, Trayvon. Okay, I'll give you a brief story about Trayvon Martin. Okay, because what's his name? His father is his father is a federal judge, and his mother is a federal prosecutor. Okay, and the Republican state of Florida was not going to put their boy on trial. Okay, and so the people of the city, the black people of the city, called us because we had a call-in show. Okay, and they asked us what should we do, and I said, and we said, okay, Republican convention is going to be in your city. Okay, and this just happened. So if you get hoodies and you have T-shirts with Trayvon Martin's face on it, and you stand out in front of that convention and get filmed, guess what's going to happen? Okay, they're going to get embarrassed. 2 weeks later, they were putting that motherfucker on trial. Now, when he went on trial, that's out of our hands. But the thing is, they weren't even going to prosecute the dude. The state prosecutor had to come down and prosecute this guy. It's because Republicans say, okay, you need to at the very least put this guy on trial. At the very least.
Took him 45 days just to arrest him.
They wasn't gonna. I'm telling because I got inside knowledge. They wasn't gonna arrest him.
I agree with it. When it take you 45 days to even make the arrest, that's a clear indication he was not gonna do it.
And he wasn't gonna do it. It's because who his parents were. Okay, more than him being white. It's who his parents were.
Yeah.
And we made sure that the Republican National Committee put pressure on that Republican governor to have this guy prosecuted.
All right. Well, Riot, you got it, brother.
Piece of the panel, piece of the chat.
Is he talking?
No, I want to make sure I preface this right.
He's warming up.
So, people are talking that he shouldn't have walked away. He shouldn't have ran away. You know, at the same time, they're saying that there was a potential that he could have got jumped. So he ain't Bruce Lee, he ain't Jackie Chan, so he ain't gonna stab 5 or 6 different people at one time. If there's any scenario where he should run or walk away, that would be the scenario where you should, not a one-on-one. If you're saying that them twins were swole, if those were two Tukey Williams swollen twins, big black swole dudes, are we saying that he still shouldn't have walked away? What's the likelihood he's going to walk away? I'm thinking that more than likely he's going to avoid that confrontation. So is it more that he should have stand his ground because it's a white guy? But if it's some black people, he should have just walked away? Because a lot of black people are going to say, man, you should have just walked away from that situation if it was black. But the fact that he was white, are people saying, well, because he's white, he shouldn't have to walk away? So are we more worried about the color of the person on the other side that dictates whether we should do something that's smart? Is that really what it is? Because it's really confusing to me, because I ain't really ever seen no skinny dude challenge no Tukey Williams size type dudes in no confrontation in my life. So,
all right. And I'm going to say, really what this is supposed to be about is the conviction. He's already been tried. We already got the verdict. Ain't nothing finna change right now. I'm looking at his story versus another story that happened in Texas, just included white people. That's all. Now, the young man who got convicted of something that it came up in the Carmelo Anthony case, but the judge in his case said, no, we ain't gonna even let that be an option. Okay, the gentleman who said something in the chat about what it was, I'm trying to find his thing again so I can say exactly what it was. But they never even gave Karmelo Anthony that option. It's something about reckless homicide, something along those lines.
Negligent homicide. They gave him 18 years.
Yeah,
which he didn't qualify for.
Yeah. What the thing is, now
I believe he would qualify. Why would Karmelo not qualify for that charge?
It's because number one, you carried the knife to school and you put your hand on the knife as the guy approached you. Okay, you meant to do what you do. It's not.
Now
other
we
guy
can
was
all
in the
agree the knife shouldn't have been at the school because it's school property. You're not supposed to bring weapons to school. That's extremely true. And
Negligent time was like, in fact, there's a case going on in Massachusetts right now where a white guy body slammed an Indian guy. Okay, and he died. Okay, that's negligent. It's because they were in a fight. He didn't mean to kill him, but he did. That's negligent. Okay,
He didn't have the intention.
he didn't have the intention. When you pull out a knife, they use a deadly weapon. You assume that's your intention.
I mean, we clearly know that was not his intention, though.
As soon as when you pull out a gun or a knife, they assume that's your intention to do great bodily harm or
deadly
death.
Force.
Yes, that's deadly force.
DEAD, the key word in that.
If a white guy had pulled a knife on a black guy, you would say his intent was to kill.
Yes.
Under any and all circumstances. Yes, you would.
Everybody up here.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would. You gotta be honest.
Are you talking about me? Hold on. Are you talking about me or America?
In general. In general. Black people in general. If a white guy, under any circumstance, I ain't gonna even say this circumstance because it's got us a little too heated right now. Under any circumstance, if a white guy in the midst of an altercation pulls out a knife on a black guy, we would say his intent was to kill the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
We would not say it was a tool. We would not say he didn't mean to kill him. We would say he meant to kill him. And we gotta be honest.
Okay, so and he just accidentally stabbed the guy in his chest. Okay. You believe that?
So, do y'all think the right things happened in both of these cases then?
You talking about in the
with the two white boys, one of them died, and then we got Karmelo Anthony.
Okay,
the right thing happened in both cases.
The thing is with the white guy at that school that got whatever he got right, they both agreed to go in that bathroom and fight.
Mm-hmm. No. They said they would have a fight, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be off school grounds.
It was supposed to be off the school ground. It just happened to have in school grounds. Okay, they had agreed to fight.
And the other guy who got stabbed actually threw a punch and connected.
No, he was what I'm hearing. He's actually banging the guy's head on the floor on the bathroom floor.
See,
that's what I'm hearing.
Well, they claim that they locked the bathroom door, which means he wasn't trying to have a fight at that time. If you lock a nigga in, he clearly wasn't trying to have a fight at that time.
They will lock the door to keep people out. It's on record
that they did not want to have it at the school because the school was not. They didn't want to jeopardize graduation.
No, okay. The guy who got stabbed is the one who locked the door, according to the young lady video that you gave us.
Mm.
Yeah, he probably did lock the door. The guy
he got some fuck around and found out.
They agreed to fight. Okay, now that's the whole difference in that case versus Karmelo Anthony. That's a huge difference. Okay,
that's a big difference. That's an actual huge difference.
I think the sentencing is excessive. Being Carmelo's a child, I think he's thinking with a child's mind. He took a child's decision, which was poor. I think he should have been found guilty. I don't think it should have been murder, and I don't think it should have been that many years.
All the lawyers that I heard, said he should have took the plea because there was, in other words, them looking at the case, there's no way he's gonna win this case. Okay, should have took the plea, should took the manslaughter, which I think is much more appropriate a case in this circumstance. Okay, and I think because of his age, they probably would have given him a lesser. He got paroled a lot earlier. They might have let him go to 25 and kick him loose.
Yeah, if they offer you 2 to 20.
Yeah,
they really saying
you're gonna do 10.
We really don't know how to really judge this freaking case.
Yes.
So we're gonna give the public something that looks like
looks good,
hammering down. but we really gonna cut you loose.
I mean,
I believe they would have split it in half and gave him 10 or 11.
they would have
I think that's what they would have
gave
done.
him 20. If you look at everything going on, they did everything they could to be as harsh as possible from the beginning.
No, they didn't.
Because you don't understand, like, when they're in
They
those
could have gave him
negotiations.
life.
Hold on.
They
You
could have
don't
given life.
understand, Roger, when you're in those negotiations, those plea deals, whenever they offer you a deal, a lot of times they don't really believe in their own case. They don't believe in it. So they're gonna try to do something to save face. So if you really believe, I mean, if you got Johnny Cochran, hey, you like, all right, I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm going with that. If you ain't got that, you might need to look at your parents and be like, look, man, 2 to 20, that's better than 35.
Yeah.
So
If I'm a prosecutor and I'm looking at it, it's upper middle class school. It's a black kid killing a white guy. Okay, I don't want that smoke. Okay, I'm gonna give them a lesser charge, walk away, and not even try this thing. Go ahead and get rid of this thing because it's gonna be too many eyes. It's gonna cost too much money. It's gonna be too much hassle.
Well, most convictions are done due to a plea deal. People know what they're being offered in a plea deal, so they know what they were being offered as far as time is concerned.
Yes,
and more than likely, since we don't know what was offered, it was probably 20 years.
Okay. Say he got the max. Okay, say he got the max 20 years. Okay, and he rolled the dice and said, "I'm gonna go ahead and take it to a trial." Okay, you crapped out. Okay.
No, I'm not saying that ain't the case. I'm just saying, it's not like they don't tell
Roger, what you gonna take?
how
Hold on,
many.
Roger, what you gonna take?
No, hold on. The point is, when they offer you a deal, when they offer you a deal, they tell you how many years. They don't say 2 to 20. They say we giving you 15 if you take the deal. You get a solid actual number.
No, they don't, Roger.
No. The 2 to 20 means the minimum sentence you can serve is 2 with good behavior, and the 20 is maxed out if you misbehave while you're in there. That's what that means.
And a judge will actually give you what time they think you deserve according to the sentence to the deal. Only the judge can do it. The prosecutor can't do it. The judge.
They just recommend.
Yeah.
And if the judge gives you more time than they're supposed to, you can appeal it due to the point system, and the point system is automatically going to bring it down to what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, but when they
just like
they
the white
give you
boy.
a number though, they do give you a number when they talk about what deal. I understand the judge can make changes, but they do give a person a number so they know what they're facing versus what they want to roll the dice on.
Yeah, 2 to 20. So the max is 20. Okay, and the minimum is 2. Yeah.
But that's different than time served. They can give you that 20, but you can do 5.
You can do 5.
No,
and then
I
the rest
do
is on
get
parole.
that. But to my understanding, people who've had plea deals got a number that they were going to deal with. You pleaded this, we're gonna give you 15
Yeah, but
years.
that's the recommendation of the prosecution.
But I'm saying,
and the prosecutor can only give you an estimate. He can't.
Right.
I'm
the
not.
judge has to sign off on it. The judge.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that. But what I'm saying is, when you're in that on that negotiation table, they're gonna tell you what they're gonna recommend. We're in this particular term. We're gonna say 10 years.
Hold on, but Roger, they know those people have relationships because they work with each other every day. So they're going to go back to the judge and they're going to say, okay, because this is what they do. What do you think we can get them to cop to? Okay. What do you think we can get them to cop to? All right, let's see if they'll take that. They'll go to the person and they'll offer it. If you reject it, they go back and they be like, all right, well, what do you think we can do? You know what I'm saying? Because like BGS was saying, this type of trial, they don't want to take this to trial. They don't want this to be in the public domain. You know what I'm saying? So they want to get from up under it. They really trying to get from up under it. But they got to look at their side too, because they running for office. So if they look like they being lenient and just gonna let them up get off, next go around when it's time to vote for the DA, you getting up out of there.
Yeah.
So it's a whole bunch of different factors that's up in there, which means you don't ever want to put your life in the hands of people who are not just solely making decisions on the law itself.
Just like the white boy that stabbed that kid in the bathroom. Well, number one, when the Mexican dude actually locked the door, okay, Shit happens, okay? But thing is, he was offered something, and he was actually supposed to get probation, okay? Because of that. They were actually going to give him a year and then probation, okay? And the judge said, hell no, you got to do all these 10. That's the max I
Yep.
can give you,
Yeah.
but guess what? You're going to do all these 10.
And,
Is because of the weapon on school grounds.
and I'm gonna say because people do look to be tough and don't want to look lenient on crime, they gave Karmelo a number, and it more than likely was 20. Now I can't say for sure, but that's the number they was trying to work around because if you get something small, you in Texas, they ain't even got the best reputation down there. You take it if they offer Karmelo 5 years, and we're gonna try to get this to 5 years. I'm supposed to believe he's not gonna take the 5.
Yeah, but
Okay,
he's still up for parole in 2.
he's up for parole in 2, and basically I don't think he'll do the whole 35. I don't think he'll do the whole 35. I think he'll do 15 maybe, and
15.
they'll kick him loose.
Mm-hmm.
It happens all the time.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna do 17 years.
Okay,
Because number
that's
one,
fine.
that's what Austin was. He was 17, and they wanted to
Okay,
make sure he do at least 1 year for his life.
okay,
So that's
that's
why they
fine.
gave him the 35 because people
Okay,
can get out at half their time.
okay,
So
that's
we're gonna
fine.
make you do 17 years.
Okay,
So I don't think they offered him anything small. I'm not saying they didn't make an offer, but whatever number they was talking about, more than likely was 17 or better anyway.
But Roger, so what are you saying based on the case with the white person? Because what BGS is saying is that the dude got 10 years because the judge overruled the recommendation.
yes, he did.
Exactly.
So what's your argument? Is that the white dude got a better sentence or something? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that basically it's the same type of situation going
No,
on.
not
But
even
if
close.
No, it's
Not
not.
even
No,
close.
it's
their
not.
Not even
judge
close.
No,
didn't
it's
even
not.
allow the same thing.
Not even close.
No, they're not. They're not the same
Not the same.
situation, bro. Yeah, I mean, 2 motherfuckers died. That's the same outcome, but it's not the same actual
Well,
situation.
but in one case, one was more planning towards somebody to die. He just didn't get it done, but he was more planning at the rate. He said, "I want to at least put him in the hospital." So there was definitely more ill intent in the case where he only got 10 years. Definitely more ill intent.
But in that case, that dude agreed to fight on school grounds. Okay, he agreed to it.
And the one brother had a weapon, just like Karmelo had a weapon.
He had a weapon, and that's why instead of him getting the 1 or 2 years, he got 10. It's because he had the weapon.
But the thing is, one guy had a weapon with intent. One guy had a weapon without intent.
No, he had a weapon with intent,
Roger, if you're fighting in the bathroom and somebody's bashing your head on the floor, what are you gonna do?
I hear you, and I think look at the Karmelo situation the same way because I got multiple people that's about to attack me.
So Karmelo was having his head bashed against the bleachers when he stabbed the guy.
No.
Okay. How is it the same?
Wait a minute. I'm not tripping that anybody got stabbed. What I'm saying is, both of them do have a right to protect themselves. But if we're throwing out that it was self-defense, well, one has a weapon with the intent to hurt extremely badly.
Yes.
The other one just happened to have a weapon. He was just using it so he can get away from the situation.
But Roger,
no, Roger,
he could walk away from the situation. He wasn't trying to get away.
Fellas, didn't I just tell you?
Yes.
If we said it was a white man, we're gonna say it was an intent to kill. I just said that. He just did it.
No, brother. They actually in the text messages they said it was the intent. The text messages said that, not me.
Intent. Who on whose part? The white guy's part?
The two white guys had words with each other, 2 text messages, and they said they're gonna hurt the other one. So it was already stated by them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hurt them dude real bad and at least put him in the hospital. They said that.
They both agreed. The Mexican dude and the white dude agreed to fight.
Karmelo didn't have the intent to hurt anybody. He just had a situation that came up.
Why was he at a
walked
racing?
away.
Why was he at a racing track with a knife?
Y'all are trying to argue whether he should be convicted or not. He's not dealing with what I'm talking about. He's already been convicted. I'm not arguing on whether he should be convicted or not. What I'm looking at is the fact
that you had two similar situations
They weren't
with two
similar.
They're
people who
not
both
They weren't
had.
similar, bro.
similar.
Yeah,
They weren't
one
similar.
was a worse situation because
No,
he had
what,
the intent to fight.
No,
they're not
they're not.
similar.
They're not similar, bro. They're not.
You can
One
literally
was
say Carmelo was there with the intent to fight. He had a knife and he sat somewhere he knew he wasn't supposed to be,
The,
and he said, "Nigga, touch me and see what you
Yeah,
get."
yeah.
the,
You
the
can say
other
that then.
guy said he was gonna fight the guy. I'm going to hurt you. He
Yeah,
said that. We know
they
he had an intent to
they
fight.
both said it. They both said it.
Yeah, both people
Mutual.
had
Okay,
a weapon
and
with
that's
the
did,
quote unquote intent to fight.
did Austin Metcalf says I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and try to kill you?
No, he didn't.
What was that question? What was that
Did
question?
Austin Metcalf say to Carmelo, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, nigga. I'm gonna try to kill you?
No, he didn't say that. He just said something close to it.
No, he
No, he
said you need to leave. And Austin and Carmelo said, make me.
And what happened after that?
He was going to escort him
He
out.
tried to make him.
He tried to
Right?
make him, and guess what Carmelo did?
Handle his business.
Okay, well you handle your business. So we are where we are, right?
Both
Roger, hold on,
both
Roger.
these two teams with weapons both handled their business.
And
Both
now,
of them did it.
Hold on.
and now
Hold
for
on,
him
They're not
handling
the same.
business, they got
Hold
him
on,
on
bro,
that
Roger, bro.
screen looking like he picked cotton.
Right,
This
hold on,
is
Roger.
what
Hold on,
this is
bro.
what
Hold on,
happens.
bro. Hold on. You're saying that as much as black people in our culture, especially when it comes to gang culture, like you
we're
can't be
not
at a certain
we're
place.
not honest.
You got to stay over there, and if we catch you in our neighborhood,
Yes.
you're saying that that's completely different than this Metcalf situation. That's completely different in terms of the sentiment of different sides. That's what you're saying.
No,
What
what
claims
I'm saying
space?
is two people did the same thing and got two very different sentences.
No,
That's
they
what I'm
did not
saying.
do
No,
the
they
same
didn't.
Not
thing,
the
bro.
same situation,
It's
man.
not the same thing, bro.
What's the difference?
Two
Two
people
people agreed
to
to be in a
fight.
confrontation.
Yes.
Two people
So
agreed
it
to it.
sounds like that guy should have got a worse sentence because we already got it on record that he wanted to hurt the
Hold
other
on,
guy.
No,
Because
he
the other
agreed
guy
to the
was
fight.
Roger.
trying to kill him. Okay.
Hold on, Roger.
He was.
You got boxers who are trained with their hands to fight each other. Okay.
I
If you
understand
kill
that.
them, if you kill a motherfucker in the ring, you're not going to prison, bro, because you both agreed to the confrontation for
Yes.
sport.
Yes.
Mutual combat.
It's
Mutual
mutual
combat.
combat, bro.
It's not mutual combat because they're not adults and they're not
You
in a
don't have to
sanctioned
be an
fight.
adult. No, it ain't got nothing to do with being an
No,
Thank
adult.
you.
no. These are
You
kids
both
at a
hold
school.
on.
Okay.
Dude,
They don't even have.
Roger,
They don't even have the ability to make the
dude,
contract. They don't have that ability.
You have 16-year-olds who go to pro amateur boxing
Yes.
matches, bro. What
Yep.
are you talking
With
about?
parents' permission, you
Right,
cannot
but you
contract
hold on.
yourself out as a child.
Hold on. But you
Roger gonna
agreed.
dance.
But if
Roger
you
gonna
two,
dance around this shit.
hold on, Roger.
Mike,
If you
What
two
if your kid
agreed,
dies? What if your
hold on.
kid
If you
dies in
two
the ring?
agreed to the confrontation, Roger, that is an extenuating circumstances when it comes to that particular case. That's a very important detail as it relates to how they're going to sentence somebody.
Yes.
The judge didn't have a problem with them fighting each other. The issue was with the weapon.
Yes.
That's the issue.
Yeah, they both had a weapon.
No, they did. No, they didn't both have a
I
weapon.
accept it. No. I'm
They
saying
didn't. They didn't both have a
Carmelo
weapon.
had a weapon
Yeah.
and this white boy had a weapon.
So what's
I
the
get
difference?
it.
What's the
So
difference in the
therefore,
case, though?
they
What's the
got
difference in the case?
convictions because they had a weapon on school grounds.
They
Both
did.
of them were on school grounds.
Yes.
Both of them were.
But the cases are different, though.
But you're not getting the most of the time based on the weapon on the ground. You're getting the time based on the killing.
Yeah.
That's where
Both
your time
in
is
both
coming from.
cases, somebody
It's a
died.
dead body. Hold on, Roger.
Okay.
It's a dead body. You really think? Hold on. You really think this? Both of these cases is showing that on both sides, whether you're black or white, if you got the weapon,
Yes, you're
going
gonna
to
get
get some time.
You're gonna make more time by having a
You're
weapon.
going to get some time, bro.
But that's not being argued, and they in the same state, so they both definitely should have some similar time.
No, it's not the same.
No,
Roger, you don't understand how the law.
He does.
Works.
No,
You don't want to understand.
I definitely do.
No, he doesn't.
I'm
No, you
looking
don't,
at
bro.
two
You don't
kids,
understand, bro.
two different sets of kids that had two different fights. Both of them happened on school ground, and in both sets of situation, one kid had a weapon.
You're only saying this because Austin Metcalf was white. You're only saying that because of that, bro. That's why GBR keeps saying that. It's not the same
Wait a minute.
situation, bro.
Wait a minute. If I'm black, ain't I'm supposed to get the same thing white get? If I'm in America,
Not if it's not the same circumstances, bro.
If Austin and his brother were beating the shit out of Carmelo Anthony, he stabbed one of them and killed one of them, he'd have got the same. He had got a very similar outcome.
both fights left a dead white boy.
Listen to what I'm saying. Now listen to what I'm saying instead of jumping to a conclusion. Okay, had it been a fight on those bleachers and they were trying to kill him, okay, or hurt him, okay, he'd have been justified in pulling out that knife and stabbing somebody.
There was a fight on the bleachers.
No, there wasn't.
Yes, it was. Carmelo just made it a quick one.
Oh, come on. Get the fuck out of here.
No, that's what happened. Dude said, don't touch me. And dude said, no, I'm going to touch
It's not a fight.
What
if
is
you
it?
if you had the time to say that, if you had the time to say don't touch me, then what you're saying as far as like it was a hostile, he had 6-7 people that was trying to attack him, that means he had time to retreat and step back. Most people will tell you that when you actually have a weapon, a deadly weapon, you have more responsibility to fall back because you have a distinct advantage over the other person.
I'm not arguing the conviction. He's already convicted. What I'm arguing is he should get basically the same thing the other guy got. They both basically did the same thing.
No, it's not the same circumstance.
Okay, and I'm trying to hear what's really different because both of them were on school property. Both of them had a weapon. Both of them shouldn't have been doing what they was doing. All that's the same, and both of them left a dead white boy.
They agreed. They agreed.
One's in a fight. One person's life was in. One person's life was in an imminent threat. Yes. He was literally going to die.
Which person? Which person was
the white boy's going to die. He actually has his head bashed against
the white boy was going to die. He was getting his head bashed into the concrete. Yeah. He was getting ready to die.
So he was losing the fight. So therefore, he get to kill the other guy.
He didn't get to kill the other guy, but the thing is, the circumstances are different.
Okay,
that's why he's going to prison.
No, I'm a shit. No. I'm not tripping that both of them going to prison because Carmelo's going to prison too.
You're not Roger.
The other guy going to prison
too. Listening to what we're saying, the circumstances are different.
Yeah, it sound like Karmelo was a better fighter. That's the difference.
He wasn't a better fighter. That's why he pulled out the knife.
That's why he pulled out the knife.
It's a fight he got, and like I've been saying, it was luck. He got a lucky poke, and it worked out for him. Yeah, I mean, if he don't get Austin where he get him. It continues and he threw. He just happened to get Austin at the right spot.
If somebody with a knife, I'm pretty sure I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Yeah.
Me and all my friends. I see my friend get stabbed
in a high school. Come on, man. No.
I'm saying realistically speaking, my friend is getting to it with this guy. Now I just watched my friend get stabbed. No. But if it's not the way Karmelo stabbed him, and Austin can quote unquote still keep going, we gonna beat the brakes off that other guy.
Have you gone to school in the white area, Roger?
No.
The shit don't go down like that.
The shit don't go down like that.
I hear you. No. I just saw my friend get stabbed. We beating the brakes off that guy.
White people
don't get down like that.
Bro.
Okay.
White people are scattering. That's what I said in the chat earlier.
Which is exactly what happened. They're scattered.
They're scattered. Violent environments and violent schools. You think this shit is normal in the upper class environments? Yeah. They scattering. They scatter like that.
That's why. So Roger didn't go. Roger didn't go to. He didn't go to a suburban school like that. Okay.
I mean, I hear y'all.
No, you don't, man.
No, I do.
Roger.
We giving the white boys benefit of the doubt. They won't go do nothing.
Stay in your lane, okay?
No. We giving the white boys benefit of the doubt. They're not gonna do nothing.
Roger, we love you. But you up here lying your ass off.
Let me help Roger.
Not at all. Go ahead, Spicy. Go ahead.
All right, as per usual, peace to the panel, peace to the chat, except for GPR. We're going to reset my timers every time.
Hey, we can't hear shit.
Hey, y'all get BGS taxes in effect. Y'all get some good donate to Roger, okay?
All right, so I gotta say, like, first before I even get started, I gotta kind of like apologize to the folk that are like in the chat because I really don't have time to like really say too much. But a lot of them were pretty much keying in on a lot of the stuff that I need to be saying that I'm gonna try to say to the extent that I can. So hopefully I can represent some of y'all in a little bit. So look, there's got a lot of false narratives getting pushed right here, right now. Like, I mean, I'm gonna try to deal with some of it, but the the term here, look. LA is not Texas.
True.
Texas and Los Angeles are not the same thing. That whole thing that you were talking about with the whole like weapon enhancement and all of that jazz. Like, look, the term is called location restricted
Yes.
knife.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't, so the knife that he had was a 3.5-inch knife. To
Yes.
have a location restricted knife, it would have to be a 5.5-inch or more knife.
No.
He didn't have that.
No.
He did not have that.
No.
So the knife that he had was not an illegal knife.
Go read the school's bylaws about weapons and tools inside
What you're
the district.
what you're talking about is a school policy. It's
Yes.
not the same
It's
thing
okay.
as an legal as the actual
So
letter of the law. Like, so like it's the same
But it
thing like
happened
when
on
we
school
have things.
property,
it
though.
happened on
It
school
happened on a
property.
school event, though.
It's
That's
not
the
his.
difference.
Listen to
That's the
me.
difference.
Oh no.
Listen
Okay.
to
Go
what
ahead.
I'm
Finish. I
saying.
know what you're
Okay.
saying, but go ahead.
I know what you're saying too, because I looked it up last year when it first happened. I know
Yeah,
what you're
we
talking
did.
about.
Yeah.
I know about the 3.5 and the 5.5.
Yeah, we did.
That's not the
Yeah,
issue.
yeah. So
The
so
issue
what you
is
so,
hold on. The issue is because it would make sense if they use knives to fix their cleats, they would
Yeah.
know that they would have those types of tools. The
Right.
issue is he didn't use it as a tool. He used it as a weapon. That's the
Well,
issue.
this is my thing.
That's what I keep
We
saying.
don't need to.
I looked it
We
up.
don't.
I read it
And
last
No,
year.
no, but
I
we
read it last
don't
year.
need to relitigate the case. This is about two comparing cases. We don't.
and for your information, in LA, you can carry a knife it's about 2.5 inches long. It's legal to carry. Okay, in LA.
let me finish. Let me finish with what I'm
Go
saying,
ahead.
because like when you jumped in with the whole the school
Go ahead.
policy,
Go
it's
finish.
not even his school. It was a multi-school event. Not even one school, not two schools, multiple schools, because it was like a district
It
championship.
is
Okay,
okay.
so trying to apply that school's policy over to this, no, that's not the
It's
thing.
the
The other thing.
it's a district policy, sir.
That's
All schools
policy.
fall up
It's
under
not
that district.
law. Like, that's why
Okay.
the attorney
Okay. Go ahead.
was
Go ahead and finish.
arguing that in the case.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I was following the case.
No.
He brought it up.
Once you get into court, that's going to be a factor. Okay.
Are y'all trying to relitigate? Because I'm not trying to
No.
relitigate. I've accepted the boy got a conviction. The other boy got a conviction. I'm just comparing two convictions. I'm not saying either party should not have been convicted.
Okay.
We already did all
right.
that.
Okay.
All right. The other
Go
thing was
ahead.
about whether he's supposed to be allowed to be under the tent. Blah blah blah. This is not a football event. This is a track event. So it's a different culture where you have a track event, and it's not like a one-on-one. It's multiple schools, and on top of all that, the testimony that the thing that the defense argued was that he was invited by his friend Eddie to go ahead and sit down. The event had rained, so he went to go sit down there. The other testimony, and then there's like kind of different contradictory stuff to it, but most of it is saying that Austin was the guy that was constantly telling him that he has to go. So
No.
we've kind of we
That's
kind
not
of
true.
get from Austin telling him that he's got to go to everybody's telling him he has to go. And I don't.
Because the people that were there that gave testimony, okay, said the same thing.
Listen, I listened to, so from the ones that I heard, because there's stuff that's missing because we didn't have cameras in the courtroom. We ended up having kind of like a secondhand thing and not even like the actual transcript. So the last thing that I heard, maybe it's not everybody's testimony because it's like 20 something witnesses, but from what I've heard and it's contradictory statements from different witnesses depending on who you're talking about. It
Okay,
seems like the
what's
primary
contradictory?
thing is
Give me the contradictory stuff. What was contradictory?
the primary thing is that it seems like the primary person telling him to leave was Austin. It was 15 times that Austin told him to
No,
leave.
that's not true. That's
Not
not
like
true.
okay, you have like
Okay.
like 20 people telling him to go.
The testimony that I heard from Court TV and a bunch of other people, okay, is that the Metcalf twins came over after he was asked to leave. Okay.
And the other part to it is like, what the hell type of authority does a 17-year-old kid have to remove him? He's not a security guard. He's not a police officer. He's not a coach. He's not even an adult. And now we're giving 17-year-old kids the
Yeah.
authority of law enforcement?
No. This happens all the time. He was asked to leave by the team under the tent. Okay, he was asked to leave because he was causing a disturbance. He wasn't just there. He was just there hanging out and minding his own business. He was talking shit. Okay, they asked him to leave.
If he's talking it because he was asked to leave, he was talking that to whom?
To the whole team.
You're gonna have to give me the transcript on that because like this seems to be a wild stretch from what I've been hearing from the reporting. Not from like from people. So you have individuals that are in the courtroom that end up giving their recollection of the testimony, but like their recollection of the testimony is not going to be the whole thing as a transcript because they're not transcriptionists.
Including the defense's witness said the same thing. That's what sealed it. He said the exact same thing everybody else was saying.
To the whole team. Like okay, and then here's the thing, like who is the team? Like, so you're telling me now that the whole because none of this actually like even makes logical sense that he sat down, was invited by Eddie, and then after he sit down, invited by Eddie, he has the whole entire team tell him to go. Like
it's probably true. Do you really want to be around? Hold on. Do you really want to be around some white people that tell you to leave? Do you really want to be around that?
They weren't all white. That's the problem.
That too.
Even if that makes it even worse. If even white and non-white, if they're telling you to vacate, do you really want to be around that?
Well, Rael, this is the problem, and I hate to say it, but this is that thugged out culture right here. Nobody can tell me what to do. I don't have to listen to nobody.
Yeah. Because his mama tells him that. His mama says
thank you. Like he would not, and then on top of the whole racially charged thing, he would not do that if he was in the hood. If he went to a
he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do that.
No. He would leave.
He would leave.
Niggas tell you to leave.
Rael, he wouldn't
William niggas tell you to leave. You leave.
Rael, he wouldn't even go in their tent.
No, he wouldn't.
Because as an athlete, we've done that. Okay, somebody ain't supposed to be over there, and they're not cool. They ask to leave. Everybody stands up and tells them to leave. Okay.
Because if you're on the opposing side, one of the reasons why they wouldn't want you to be, because you're in a competition.
Yes.
And tensions can get heightened.
Yeah.
They will want you to be in separate. They have these separate places for a specific reason.
We could be
They
talking.
have that separation for a reason.
That's why.
Be talking
It's going to be. It can be hostile. Like y'all can be talking shit.
Somebody's talking in the background.
Y'all can be talking shit to each other during the competition. You know what I'm saying? It gets heightened. You get ready to fight. We see it in football. We see it in basketball.
Yeah,
like
basketball.
It's part of it.
This wasn't football.
That's why they go.
It doesn't matter.
Separate you. It don't matter if it's track, bro.
We fought in track too, so yeah.
Yeah, they fight.
Oh man,
they fight everywhere.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say, see, this is the thing. We want to bury this boy.
No,
because I'm trying to compare the two cases, and y'all trying to relitigate him being convicted. I've accepted he's convicted. We got two convicted people, and I'm trying to see what's really the difference in their situation.
There are a lot of people who don't believe he should have been convicted, though. There's a lot of black people who don't believe it was right for him to be convicted.
but at the end of the day, they may not believe, but that's what we dealing with right now because he's definitely a convicted murderer.
But you didn't
Do
believe.
you believe he should have been convicted, Roger?
No. At the end
Roger,
of the day,
Roger.
at the end of the day,
yes, you're straight up
no,
question. Come on.
I haven't deterred. I don't believe he should have been convicted based on what I know, but it doesn't make a difference.
No.
He's convicted.
We didn't ask you what doesn't make a difference. We asked you, do you what you believe? That's what we asked you.
My thing is, you got two similar situations with two very different outcomes.
No, you don't. They're not similar.
And my thing
hold
is,
on, Roger. If they're similar cases, so the white boy shouldn't have been convicted either, correct?
I mean, I'm fine with that.
No. I ain't saying you. No.
The thing is,
based on your
no, because
understanding.
I said that no, they have similarity. They didn't do the same thing. They didn't do the same thing.
Hold on, but you're comparing both. You brought it up, bro.
No, I'm bringing it up because there are similarities. They didn't do the same thing.
It's similar, but they're not the
That's
same.
what we've been arguing, bro.
They're not the same.
You can't have it both ways.
No, I didn't say they did the same thing. What I'm saying is what happens. What happens is you have two dead white boys. You got both of them killed with a weapon.
No,
you got both of them on school property.
So the Mexican is considered.
I'm sorry. What's that?
The Mexican is considered a white boy. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah. If you ain't black, you white.
No, okay, not really. But I'm in California. They don't work that way. Okay.
Going back to this whole, the team told them to go. Like, what name of what other person told them to go other than
the people that testified were saying that they had asked him to leave. Okay, the people that testified after that.
But inspired truth. I said that yesterday. That's a different scenario in which I believe both sets of parents should sue the school district because there should have been an adult. There should have been an adult to step in if it got to that point. So that means that there was not the proper officials around to make sure. Because at the end of the day, we're seeing two young males lives.
No, that's actually true. That's really true.
So that's what
I mean.
The thing is, everybody's been in school. Okay, there's a difference between 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, and damn near adults. Okay, you don't actually supervise them the exact same way.
Well, it's automatically
pay for it.
It's automatically the school fault because it all happened on school property. So it automatically makes the school liable. Now, are they going to do something about it? The school being liable? Probably not.
Probably
not.
The thing is,
the parents ain't doing nothing about it. That's why.
The thing is, the parents have a duty to make sure that kid doesn't bring a weapon to school. If the weapon doesn't come into and on the school grounds, which you can't unless you're going, which is why in black community they do bag searches and have metal detectors. Okay.
Well, I mean, realistically speaking, if you have a public school, all public schools should be doing that at this point. The reason people don't want to do it is because they're concerned more about reputation and children's safety.
No. The thing is, the incidence of that happening in an upper middle class white school, a mixed school, is very low. That's why.
No, I do understand that, but the thing is, you're supposed to
during football events. Okay, where most can run high, there's metal detectors, there's people actually searching bags. Okay.
Yep.
No, I understand that, but we've already had killings at white schools. Okay, Columbine should have changed everything. At this point, there's literally no public school that shouldn't have people getting checked and all that type of stuff.
Roger, I'm from the hood. I've been to both. I've been to ghetto schools and I've been to upper middle class white schools.
For real, bro.
It's a big difference, sir.
It's a bad difference.
I'm not saying it ain't a big difference, but you do have a job to protect those children every day they're there.
Okay, the thing is, I got I got cousins as an educator. My daughter's a teacher. Okay, there's a vast difference between a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 17-year-old. Okay, they're not gonna watch them the same.
I understand that, but at a high school, it needs to happen.
There are people there. There were people there.
Columbine was a high school, right?
Roger, you're being disingenuous. How did Columbine happen?
No. The thing is,
ran up in the school with guns.
Students ran up in the school with guns.
Yes.
I know. So how you gonna stop? How you gonna stop?
Yeah, how was you stopping that? They was even if it was metal, they was not hiding their guns when they came in.
I'm not saying it is a lot
Yeah,
of
then
it's
they
a,
have
it's
assault.
a
Then they
lot
have
of
assault
criminals who
rifles.
don't.
You ain't hiding no assault rifle.
It
A
happens.
lot of criminals don't have their weapons.
The same way. Okay. It happens
A
in
lot of criminals
Texas, man.
don't have their weapons, but the whole point is if you're trying to protect the students of the school, and more than likely your child is only going to die one time because it has already been proven that you can't trust children anymore to come to school without weapons. Schools
Roger,
should have made an adjustment.
you're speaking from a black perspective
Perspective. Yeah.
when you don't really understand how other people in upper class environments
Like,
think.
get down.
They do not. If they feel like if you have to put a metal detector in an upper class school, they're not going to send their kids to those schools.
That's true.
No,
They're not going to send them there. They do not want that. They do that for them. That's something that's an eyesore for them. They don't want to have to see that type of stuff. Now, black people, hold on. Black people, on the other hand, they're okay with those types of environments. They think that's normal. For other people, those types of environments and especially in a place like Plano, like yo, I live in Plano. Dude, that's not what you're going to see out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what you're going to see out here.
I'm speaking from a place of no excuses. If it's a public school system, you do what the public needs. If it's private, you do what you want to. If it's public, they all need them.
Oh, okay.
It can happen in any public school.
I'm gonna ask you a question, Roger. Okay. What is a rich white suburb in near Chicago? Or Arrow in the area?
A rich white. I say Barrington's a pretty.
Okay.
That's a good amount of white folks in there.
Okay, so
good money.
So at the Barrington High School, where we have rich white people, do they have metal detectors at the school?
I seriously doubt it.
Why is that?
Because they don't want them.
They don't
I
want
agree
them,
with
but they
that.
don't need them. Okay. They don't want them, they don't need them.
No, I mean I understand that, but my thing is if it's a public school, because of things that happen at public schools, then they just simply need to be there.
In that suburb, those schools, are they public?
Not the same kind of public school, bro.
Are they public?
No, more than likely that you'll have more privates over there. I don't care what you do in a private school.
That's why I asked you. In that suburb, do they have public schools?
Yeah, I'm sure they do because every place just about has a public school. So there probably is one.
That's why I asked you. In a public school in that rich upper middle class white suburb, you have detectors.
No, normally they not gonna have them in a public school. But to me, that doesn't mean anything. At this point in American society, all public schools need protection.
Okay,
it's that simple.
No, they don't, bro.
Roger's trying to bring down the property value of every neighborhood in America.
No, your child only dies one time. More than likely, your child only dies one time. If you go to a school without all this stuff and your kid gets shot, you know what I'm saying? You probably gonna have a problem with it.
Hold on. If you're coming from first of all, most of the time when it's these white people shooting, they come in armed to the teeth.
Yes.
And they're coming from outside of the school. They
and
like they are military.
And military is not gonna help you with that. Yeah.
That ain't gonna. Metal detector ain't helping you with that. When niggas sneak guns and shit in the school and put them in lockers, and then they get caught up on.
That's why. That's why you have metal detectors. Bro.
Yeah. I'm not saying any of that ain't true, but if I'm a person in charge of public schools, then I'm supposed to use I'm not even saying I am, but I'm saying if I'm a person in charge of public schools, I'm supposed to use whatever measure I can to make sure the public is protected.
If y'all willing to pay for it, then go ahead.
Columbine was an assault, not an infiltration. What you're talking about is somebody infiltrating the school with weapons. That's different. Columbine was two kids saying, we're going to assault the school. We'll give a damn what's at the door.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand that. But the thing is, it can happen in any school. That's just the thing.
It can happen. What's the likelihood of it happening, though?
Right.
I totally get that. But as a parent, your kid only gonna die one time.
What is the metal detector going to do in a group in an environment where their children are not interested in having guns, man?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a choice to send them to a school with metal detectors and and kids that potentially bring in knives and guns versus one that doesn't? What school are you actually going to send your kid to?
I mean, realistically, I'm gonna send my
Don't
kid
say
to
the
a black
metal
school.
detector school.
No.
Please don't say that.
Let's be realistic. I'm gonna send my kid probably to a black school.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
Let's be
I mean
realistic.
that's fine.
bro.
That's fine. But okay,
Okay.
the thing is,
Bro.
if that school is gang infested and it's constantly fights, there's people getting hurt, there's people getting killed on outside of the school grounds, are you gonna send your kid to that school?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
So
That's
it doesn't
exactly
matter.
what
You're
he
gonna let them go through the process.
Realistically, my kid's gonna go to a black school.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
It just is what it is.
That's why you don't have kids. Because you wouldn't say that if you had kids.
There's a lot of black parents who send their kids to black schools.
Because they have to, most of them.
I
sent my kid to black school.
I went to a black school. It was good enough for me. It's good enough for the kids.
I've gone to both. Okay, I know the difference.
No, I'm not saying there ain't a difference, but I don't feel my people like that. I just don't.
I know my people.
All right, bro.
Freeway Ross grew up 6 blocks away from where I grew up. Okay, we're a year apart. Okay, there's a difference.
Shout out to Lewis. He think Rogers just mad because the Bulls are not in the championship. Go Knicks.
Go Knicks. Shout out to the Knicks.
That's dirty, brother. That's dirty right there.
Getting back to the case
It's been what, 33 years since they won? No, 53 years since they won one. Okay.
Getting back to the case itself, real quick. Like he did try to get out of the rain earlier and went to a dugout. And when he was confronted by a coach to tell him to get away from that, he got away from it because that was an actual authority figure.
Okay.
Like even if you have say if it was 2, 3, 10 students telling him to leave from the bench, that bench that he was at that had the tent that had the only tent that he'd go to, that's still student on student. That ain't necessarily security. Coach, etc.
And inspiration too. Where are we now?
Yeah, and see, and my thing is, I accept what the case has brought up, and at the end of the day, the man got convicted. But I am gonna say the what I see an issue. This other case, I do see similarities in it because again, you got 2 dead white boys, you got 2 people who got caught with weapons.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 people fighting on school grounds. You should have 2 sentences that are at least somewhat close to each other.
Okay, a push
because
is not
they're
a
in
fight.
the same state.
A push is not a fight.
No, the push is a fight. A
No,
push
it's
is the
not.
beginning of a fight.
It's dangerous, especially
Not
if
a
you're
fight.
way up high in bleachers
It's
and
not-
somebody shoves you. And
push
there's
is-
different levels of shoves too.
a
Like
push-
he was
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's be realistic, y'all. Ain't we been in fights before? I've been in fights. Have anybody else been in fights before?
A push is not a fight.
Is a push not a fight?
And when I
It's
got
not a
into
fight.
the fight, I could have walked away too.
No,
I had the
I'm not
opportunity
arguing
to
that.
walk
I'm just. My whole thing is our push is not.
No, it's not a fight.
A push off bleachers can kill you. I mean, come on.
It could
I mean,
kill.
well,
but-
which one?
but-
Which one is it? Was he on the bleachers or was he in under a tent? Like, which one is it?
The tent was
in the bleachers.
In the bleachers.
A tent in the bleachers?
Yes.
Yeah, they
It's
set
more,
it up
it's
in
more
the
like an
bleachers.
awning. It's an awning. They call it tent, but it's actually an awning.
Yeah, that's more.
It's not really.
So we really accepting the push is not a fight. Is that what we doing?
A push is not a fight.
No, it's not.
A push is the beginning of a fight.
It's the beginning of can be.
No, it is.
No, it can be. It's not.
No.
It's not.
No.
A push is where you cross the line of talking to being physical. That's a fight.
And you can fight after that. But the thing is, a push is not a fight.
I gotta agree with Roger because I have a different perspective than
When you throw blows, it's a
I've
fight.
seen a guy in an argument with, and I told this to y'all yesterday. I saw a dude in an argument with another guy. The other guy happened to have 3 other friends. He's still arguing with the guy. The guy's friend knocks him in the back of the head. The other one knocks him down on the ground, and they go wailing on this guy until he's not moving anymore.
That's a fight.
Like
if the guy
wasn't going to expect it to be a fight. He thought he was just arguing. Like, it doesn't go down that way in real life. By the time it's lethal, you're dead.
And had it been a fight, had it been a fight and he pulled out his knife, the charges would have been different.
A push is an intimidation tactic,
It is.
and Roger did not watch Sesame Street. He does not understand that the differences in the
Roger understands
saying.
the difference.
He don't understand.
He
Man.
does. He
God,
does.
No, I do understand. I just understand if you have to be in a fight, you should choose victory instead of loss.
Okay. The thing is, you have to take the price when the dealing's done too.
I'm not tripping about the price.
Okay. Within 35 years should be no big deal for him then.
Roger rolled a 23-foot bus to the school, man. I promise.
No, the whole thing is the whole thing is I should get something like the other guy did because it's too many similarities going on, and these two express the thought process of they're going to get at each other. That was thoroughly expressed in that situation.
Roger, that was an ongoing conflict that they had with each other, where they both agreed to having the actual confrontation.
Yes.
They were not over there waiting for him to have a confrontation. Like, they didn't have no 3 weeks or 4 weeks of, from what I've seen, where they had that interaction. It was a track meet. You went over there to their tent. They said leave. I don't know, I don't know about y'all, but if I go to any place where I'm not welcome,
yes,
I'm out.
What?
Yeah.
But see, this is the thing, right?
Nothing else.
The worst situation is the two people who already said they're gonna get at each other because number one, they ain't adults; they're just kids. They can't. They don't have the ability to set laws in place or motions in place like other people do. They don't even belong to themselves yet. So no, their situation is much worse, if you ask me.
No, it's not.
The fact that they even agreed to fight.
Okay. No, it's
Carmelo, it just came out all of a sudden.
No.
We can all say he made the wrong choice.
Most black parents raise their kids like, if somebody mess with you, fight them. So what are you talking about?
You
like, what are you talking
yourself.
about, Roger?
You protect
cut
yourself.
Cut the bullshit, bro.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Most black parents would tell their children, if somebody messes with you, you get their ass.
Yeah, you protect yourself. Yeah.
Come on.
Mike Tyson was 17 the first time he knocked somebody out as a professional fighter in a mutual combat.
Yeah. Oh, he was 15 hooking Negroes on the street. That's how they found him. Okay?
And Mike Tyson had to have other people sign off on his paperwork. These two didn't have nothing like that in place.
What I'm saying, Roger, is that most black, you're saying, well, they're too young to fight. That's bullshit, because most black parents is telling their children that if somebody bothers you, somebody messes with you, somebody touches you, you hit them.
But that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying their situation is worse because they already got it on record that they was going to fight. Carmelo's situation is just something that happened that day. Regardless of the choice he made, it's still just something that happened that day. Their situation is worse because it's on record that they're going to have
Did Austin Metcalf know he was actually in a fight?
Yeah, he did.
How?
Because he grabbed him up. He did the pushing.
He didn't grab him.
Okay, he did the pushing. He did the pushing.
He pushed.
When you push somebody, you started a fight.
No, you didn't. Get out of my area. I'm gonna escort you out. Get out of my area. Okay?
A push definitely precedes a fight.
Hold on. This is
some
something
shit
that
slap the hell out of somebody.
It can proceed. Slapping is different from pushing.
Right. Hold on. This is something that I'm really starting to really understand. Is that, do black people actually respect other people's boundaries?
No,
they don't.
Absolutely
not. No. The thing is, black people don't respect black people's boundaries. Because if you put your hands on me, that's a fight.
No,
that's a boundary. You
that is not true. That is not true.
Talking is one thing. Touching is a whole different thing.
If Karmelo had been competing against an all-black school, and those were all black students under there, and they told, hey, homie, you got to get up out of here. Yeah. He'd have tucked his tail, and he'd have went on about his business, knife and all, bro.
Maybe he would have.
Ain't no maybe.
Maybe he would have, because at the end of the day, everybody don't like to be punked, and some people going to do extra because they doing it in public, and other people do even more extra if a female's looking at them. So everybody's not going to just walk away.
Hold on, Roger. Is let's say it's GD's Vice Lords, are they going to go into each other's territory?
They do go into each other's territory.
I'm
That's how they
saying,
get jumped.
hold on. But if they do go into their territory, they understand the consequences of getting caught, though, don't they?
Absolutely.
So that means they understand that there's a consequence for crossing somebody else's boundary.
Exactly. Just like we should understand there's a consequences for putting your hands on somebody else without their permission.
Time out. Are you saying that this is like a turf war type thing? Like it's not that like the argument that the defense made. They even brought a coach on here saying that
just contrasting.
This is team etiquette, okay? Everybody understands this, okay? Supposed to. If you're an athlete, you're supposed to understand it.
The coach came on and got on the witness stand. Like he says, like, yes, you can have that occur where you have different teams mingling. Like it's not football.
So what happens when they ask you to leave?
Can people put their hands on black people? To me, because to me it sounds like it's cool. You can just put your hands on black people, and if that's what we at, that's one. I ain't going there.
Hold on, Roger. You keep making it racial. We give you black.
No, I'm making it personal. If you put your hands on me, there is a problem.
Hold on, but why do you keep making it racial though?
That's not racial. I'm a person. Nobody can put their hands on me.
No, that's bullshit. We do this all the time, man. People with hands on each other all the time.
Your friend can. Your wife can. Your son can.
Somebody that you don't know can put your hands on. You're not supposed to stab them in the chest.
I bet you won't hit my shoulder. I bet you won't hit my shoulder. Motherfucker, hit your shoulder. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's stop this shit. Like, black people don't be crossing boundaries.
So in other words, every kid on campus should carry a knife in case somebody touches them.
No. In other words, everybody should be never putting their hands on somebody else without their permission.
And it should, right? The world don't work on shit.
Yeah, and guess what? Austin did something he shouldn't have did, and he got what he should have got.
And guess Metcalf, not Metcalf, but Karmelo did something he shouldn't have done, and he got what he got.
Okay.
And so 35. If my kid and somebody brings a weapon to school and stabs me in the chest, 35 years is probably not enough for me.
My thing is, if you touch my kid and if your kid touch my kid and he died, that's what's supposed to happen.
If your kid go to jail for 35 years, it's what's supposed to happen.
I'd rather your child be dead than my child do 35 years.
We're not talking about 40-year-old people. We're talking about young people. And what no placeholder made a great point. He said, "This is about how do we know anything about conflict resolution? Okay, you got to know how to diffuse situations, man. Okay, if your parent just send you out there on a kamikaze mission, if somebody disrespects you, you just fight them. Your ass gonna be locked up, man.
You're gonna be locked
up. You're gonna get killed out here in the street, man. Everything is not meant to address in the street. Your first duty is to do what's in your best interest that allow you to make it home safely, not to prove no points to no motherfuckers outside. That is not because at the end of the day, your parents ain't with you. Your parents ain't with you. Of course, you don't want nobody to push you. But if you're gonna sit here and tell me that he had 5 or 6 people, 2 big motherfuckers around him, and he still wanna take it there,
yeah.
Then you can't sit here and say, well, he was in fear of his life. If he was in fear of his life, a nigga gonna run.
Yeah.
How you got the knife in your bag and you fearing your life?
Knife in your bag with your hand on the knife when you saying
it. If a white kid stabs one of my children at a school event or at a school, I personally want him to get the death sentence.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. At the end of the day, I ain't never said anything about being inferior to your life. Talking about your inferior life is a cop-out. It's about what the situation actually is. I don't care how you feel. You can feel anything at any moment. That don't mean nothing to me. At the end of the day, you put your hands on me, I'm supposed to do something to you. If we could resolve conflict, it won't get physical. Once it gets physical, that's an indication it couldn't be resolved.
Then you won't live in a civilized society if that's the case. Nobody lives like that.
That's the only way to live in a civilized society.
Lives like that. Nobody lives like that.
You don't put your hands on another person.
We do it all the time.
And bad stuff happens when we do it.
No, it doesn't. 90% of the time, nothing happens.
It was a pat on the back, AB.
I mean, I push you, you push me back, and we separate. Which is normally what happens.
That ain't what I see, but cool.
I don't know where you live, man. I don't want to.
I live where you keep your hands to yourself.
LA is in Chicago. LA
I live
is
where
in
you
Texas.
keep your hands to yourself.
So in other words, if I bump into somebody, I put my hands on somebody, somebody's gonna pull out a gat, pull out a knife.
Nah, bumping into somebody by accident is no big deal. If you, long as you're a respectful person, say, "Oh, my bad, sorry," or whatever case is, that's an accident. But when you start intentionally putting your hands on a person that ain't your friend, this ain't your relative, this ain't your people in any kind of way, you're asking for trouble.
Especially after you just said, "I'm gonna beat your ass." Like, I mean, there's that whole conversation that happened before that. It's contextual. You got to put it in context.
So he said. So who said I'm gonna beat your ass?
Metcalf said it.
Okay, fine. That's not gonna beat your ass.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that one.
Check out the transcripts.
Okay, I'll check out the
I can
transcripts.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that happening. I gotta be
Okay.
fair
Well,
about
my thing is, even if we cool as a society and said, okay, both of these people were treated as if it were illegal, regardless of what our opinions about the situation is. They both got convicted. I'm just saying these sentences should have been somewhat similar.
They're not the same, Roger. We're trying to tell you.
That's what I've been trying to really get to is what really makes it so different.
We explained it to you like 50 times. You won't accept it. That's all.
Right. You won't accept it.
No, tell me one more time. Just make sure I'm getting you right.
One was mutual combat. Okay, they agreed to fight. Okay, they had been agreeing to fight for a month. They agreed to fight in a bathroom at school. They agreed to fight. That wasn't the case with Metcalf and Anthony.
Okay. And I do believe that actually makes it worse because these are children and not adults. If they was adults, I kind of rock with you.
You putting extras on it, Roger.
No, I'm saying
Roger,
you don't get to make
Roger,
those calls.
you're putting extras on it, okay?
Well, listen, the white kid that stabbed the Hispanic boy. There's a couple things that make this different. It was mutual. They were in a locked space. They both understood it was a locked space.
Yes,
he's getting his head bashed into the concrete, and nobody can stop it.
Stop it, yeah. So in that, if Austin was in a similar, if Karmelo Anthony was in a similar situation, I'd say stab him up.
Okay, but the two boys agreed to the fight.
I understand that.
So now that you agreed to the fight, you losing real bad. You get to pull out a weapon.
Did Austin Metcalf agree to fight Karmelo?
No. If you agree,
Roger. Did Austin Metcalf agree to fight Karmelo Anthony?
Yes.
How?
Well, I mean,
by putting his hands on him.
No. Okay, here we go.
No.
There was a witness that said that Austin said that he doesn't want to fight. So I mean, you have different conflicting.
He did
things
say I
in
didn't want
there.
to fight. He did say I don't want to fight you on school grounds. He did say that.
If you touch somebody
Roger,
that you ain't supposed to touch, you are telling that person to fight you.
Roger, you're talking from an adult perspective, bro. These
This
are
is
children,
you not
man.
accepting.
This is not.
We are not accepting what we're telling you.
It's because he sees Karmelo as an avenging angel against white supremacy. Okay.
No, I see myself. If you put your hands on me, I'm gonna hurt you.
Okay.
And
It
was a dangerous situation.
Take you for an
because we are
example.
talking about bleachers, and we are talking about a shove, and then depending on who you believe, it could have been like a football type shove. So we're talking about like something that could be dangerous.
It could have been dangerous. Okay. Let me ask you, Roger. Okay. You're Karmelo Anthony, okay? Why do you have a knife in your backpack at a school event?
I'm not excusing him.
No. You are Karmelo Anthony, okay?
Okay.
Why? Okay. Why are you bringing? Why are you bringing a knife to a track meet that's a school event when you're not supposed to? Number one.
I really don't know. I don't have a good answer for that.
Okay. Okay. Now. Okay. So it's
Because it's not
raining.
illegal.
Huh? It is illegal.
It's not illegal.
Yeah,
That's
look,
policy.
it,
Policy is not an
It
illegal thing in terms of a criminal case.
no,
it
no.
it it
You're
it,
gonna have, you're
Look,
gonna have
my
to go
thing
find
is,
my chat. I put it in the chat. It's illegal and it's an enhancement
it's an
in this
enhancement. It's
particular case.
it's exactly why the white boy they instead of getting 2 years got 10.
Yes.
look,
The
I'm not
size of
saying
the knife is a factor.
No, it
I'm
had
not
nothing to do with the size of the
arguing.
knife. No.
I'm not arguing that either one shouldn't have been convicted. We do live in a society where convictions can happen.
Okay.
And again, law is always interpreted at the time of something going down. At the end of the day, Karmelo lost. Not accepted he lost. It is what it is.
Okay.
But when it comes down to it, I'm just saying the sentence should be somewhat close. If anything, the guy who has a quote unquote agreed to fight as a student should have been treated worse because we already knew he come to school with these intentions.
They've had cases like this. Okay, say he's at the track meet, nothing happens, but he brandishes a knife. Okay, he brandishes that weapon. This 3.5 inches. Okay, and he has it on him. Okay, they can actually come in and arrest him. It was a misdemeanor.
Now, I'm gonna say this real quick. Shout out to Prestigious G. He say, he didn't spell the name right, so he can't spell. But he said Roger wants to absolve Anthony of accountability. I've literally said the whole show. I ain't even tripping. The boy got sentenced. It is what it is. We as a society made a decision. The decision was he guilty.
He is guilty.
Now, I ain't arguing that point. My thing is, he shouldn't have been treated worse than this other guy.
Why?
Who literally agreed to fight and had a fight on school property with a weapon, which makes it a similar case.
The difference is they both agreed to fight.
And to me, because they're students, that makes it worse.
No, it doesn't.
No, they can't, they're not even old enough to contract to fight out. They don't even have that ability.
When he stabbed that dude, he stabbed up the dude, he got tried as an adult, okay?
That's why he got 18 years. The white guy.
The white guy. He got tried.
The white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got 10 years.
18. 18.
18 or 10. I thought it was 10. The max was 10.
I think if my memory is correct, I think they gave him 10. And I'm not tripping because both of them got a dead white boy at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. They both killed somebody. They was both on school property.
I don't see Mexicans as white people, but go ahead.
I mean, if you ain't black, you white.
Huh?
But regardless, they both left dead bodies on school property. Both of them did that. But one person had more of an intention that was clearly known to leave a dead body. One person did not. So the person who wants to leave a dead body should be treated worse than the person who didn't leave
not
a
really.
dead body.
In other words, if I have no anticipation that it's going to lead to an altercation, number one, because I didn't come there for that. Number two, I don't believe you have not supposed to have a weapon. Okay, you should get escalated. I didn't agree to actually get stabbed by you or fight you. He didn't agree to that.
I'm gonna give you credit, Roger, boy. You gonna die on this hill.
Roger's rough famous for dying on the hill, boy.
He gonna die on this hill. I'm gonna give you credit. If I'm in a fight, I want you at my back because whether I'm right or wrong, nigga, he gonna fight.
Roger does not retreat. Okay. I'm just trying to keep him from out of YouTube jail. That's all.
Yeah, man. I think it's just I think what Roger's trying to do is his heart's in the right place, but the messaging is bad, and we cannot get this to our youth.
As a father of a black son, as a grandfather of 5 black grandsons, okay? This is the dumbest shit this motherfucker could have did, okay? I'd have told him that. I didn't move you up. I didn't move you up in this goddamn upper middle class neighborhood, paying all this goddamn mortgage, and sending you to a middle class mixed school. It's not all white. It's mixed school. Because there's no such thing as non-mixed schools in Frisco, okay? On purpose, okay? And you're gonna do some ghetto shit. Some ghetto shit. What you just did.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's something I can agree with. And I'm gonna say shout out to Hitflix. He said, "Come on, Roger. You know white people can't assault you with a push." And I'm gonna say, no, brother. If you live in America, it's the same thing for everybody.
You can be charged with assault with a push. You can be, but thing is, that's not a fight. At least not where I come from.
When does it become a fight?
When you start throwing blows. That's when it becomes a fight.
Some people are so scared they won't throw a blow back. Is that not a fight?
Well, then somebody has to throw a blow, whether it's you or the other person.
There have been cases where one person would hit the other person, but due to fear, the one person won't hit back. Is that a fight?
Somebody has to throw a blow.
That means one person is fighting and the other one is not.
Yeah, that's a fight.
Okay. So, I mean, we all got to make good choices for ourselves. At the end of the day, you touch me, you already told me you think you're going to win.
Okay, the thing is, Roger, I literally cried because I saw my son and his kid, okay? I literally cried behind this because I knew what was going to happen to him. You upper middle class kid, or a fairly upper middle class family, going to college, had a scholarship, going to college.
Come on, man.
Okay.
To me, that's the tragic part, and which is kind of why I knew this was going to happen too. Because you can't look at him and see a loser. So what is the state gonna do? We're gonna get this nigga now because we may not ever have a chance to get a nigga
They
again.
try to get him. He did it to himself.
I'm not saying he did. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I knew he was gonna get convicted when I heard the story. I mean, let's just be for real. I knew once the story was too public, he was getting convicted no matter what. That's when I knew he was getting convicted.
If it was an all-black school and it's a track meet or a football game, and one black kid throws a knife in my black kid's heart, I want life.
I understand that from that side of the fence, and my thing is from the other side of the fence. If you touch my son, he can off you.
Okay. Okay. If you touch my son, he can off you. So in other words, if your son touches somebody else, they can off your kid. That's fine. That's fine. You're fine with that.
That comes with the territory, which is why I'm a person who's always been against touching people.
As a parent, are you fine with that?
I'm saying yes. At the end of the day, I don't want my kids touching nobody.
Okay.
Because I know what can happen if you touch somebody.
You don't have kids then.
Well, maybe I never will, but at the end of the day, that's the real world. You don't touch nobody because you don't know how that's going to turn out.
That is not the real world. Everybody touches everybody else.
My kids will be taught you don't touch nobody. You leave them alone. Once they hit you, yeah, you can do what you need to do. You do everything you can to not get in any altercation with anybody.
Once some kids go to school, all that shit is off the table. What you told them is off the table. Okay.
No, I mean they're gonna just deal with the second half. Once they get touched, they need to win.
I can tell you, having 3 black kids going to a suburban white school and a black school. Okay, all that shit's off the table. Once they go to school.
I do understand that, but I'm saying
my
I also know
my daughter's a teacher at a black school. She can tell you once they go to school, all that shit's off the table. They all touch each other.
No, I get that, BGS, but I'm saying because I would be a parent with knowledge about life. My kids need to be in a situation where they just don't fight. Now if they got to defend themselves, fine.
Fighting.
But I'm never gonna condone my kids hitting people that ain't hit them.
He didn't
touching people that ain't touched them.
He didn't hit him.
Roger, hold on. Are you saying that when Metcalf told the other people first, because that's what I think Inspire said earlier, the other people told him first, and then Metcalf came and said he has to leave? Do you think that Karmelo's response was the correct response to what they told him?
It's really kind of hard to tell based on what we know. But I'm gonna ride with him until I really know what happened.
Hold on. Do you think? So if in any other situation, if we at the mall, somebody tells us to leave a store, and we say, "Well, I have a right to be here," and then they say, all right, well, we're going to remove you. Is the response to put your hand on a knife?
If you're an agent of a store, that's one response. If you're not an agent of a store, that's a different one.
Okay.
Okay. So as a group, do black people have a right to tell other or non-black people we don't want them around us?
Yeah, everybody has that right. Yeah.
So why is it different when they do it?
I don't understand what you're saying is different.
In other words, it's team etiquette. Because if you've been on a team, okay, team etiquette, okay. If the team will allow you to sit there and y'all chopping it up and everything's good, nobody cares, okay. But if they ask you to leave, okay, etiquette says you should leave. It's because these things will escalate.
Roger, I'm gonna take it to something that you're comfortable with. Let's shift it to black females. When you tell a black female, hey, leave me alone or get out my face, are you not giving her a chance to walk away?
Absolutely.
And typically, what is the response most of the time?
She probably won't.
Right. And what is the likely response from most black dudes?
They ain't gonna do squat.
Situation? Huh?
They ain't gonna do squat.
What's the response of some black dudes?
There will be some who gonna put their hands on them.
All right then. So she was given the opportunity to walk away. Because typically when a man says, hey, because men are very, very territorial about their space in general. So that's why we got maps and we got lines on the map called boundaries. So when you're told, hey, this space is not over here for you, and you decide to go beyond that, really, we're not saying that they had a right to bully him or put their hands on him or anything like that. We're talking about more about his reaction, his response.
I mean, I've always said we can always say he had a chance to walk away, especially in the very beginning. I ain't never said he didn't have a chance. Now, why he didn't walk away, I don't know. I'm just not gonna make an assumption on it until I get some more information behind what really happened.
But if you're acknowledging that he had a chance to walk away, then you're also acknowledging that the intention of him was not to fight him then.
If he's walking away, yes, you can say the intention was not to fight.
Right. And so if you stay, that means you decide to escalate it, correct?
No. My thing is both parties have intentions, and one party's intention don't dismiss another party's intention. At the end of the day, the person who wanted to fight was the person who touched the other person.
No, that's not true.
Y'all are not gonna get Roger.
I know.
No. The thing is, in any situation, if I ain't touched you, I ain't touched you.
If I'm escorting you out of the tent, well, that's not an invitation to fight.
If I'm in your place, that's a whole different thing. I gotta respect your rules because I'm in your joint.
And
this was a bleacher situation. This was about polite culture versus what actually is the rule.
Everybody know what the rule, the etiquette is.
Polite culture, you leave. That's polite culture. You don't go out in other people's spots.
He should have left.
But he was there for some kind of reason. I'm thinking whatever reason, however he got there, obviously had to be cool. So something changed up. I don't know what changed up, but I'd rather have more information about what changed up before I say he's wrong.
Okay, you go back and look at the testimony. 20 people all said basically the same thing. Okay, he was asked to leave, and he wouldn't.
A bunch of Austin friends made some statements for Austin's behalf. Yeah, that's all. Okay. That's all that was.
And he ain't had nobody on his side.
On his side,
which means something changed up, because if nobody was on his side, he would have never been there in the first place.
Nobody. No, that's not true. That ain't true. That ain't true. That's not true.
If he came and invaded their space, that's on him.
Yeah,
if he was invited to be in that space, that means something changed up.
And they can uninvite him too.
Yeah, I'm not saying they can't, but at the end of the day, they can't make him leave. And if he interfered without somebody bringing him over into that, Yeah, he messed up. He burnt himself up at the end of the day. But
If
he got
15
brought over there
if
and something
15 times
changed,
they ask you to leave, guess what? They're inviting you to leave. How come you don't leave?
I have an interesting question. This was a track meet.
Yes,
Why didn't any of Carmelo's teammates testify on his behalf?
because they weren't around him. They didn't see it.
No,
How
why
you
did
gonna
they? Why
testify
did
about
any
something
of
you
them?
didn't see?
Why did
I'm
none of
gonna
them
say
testify
shout out
for
to
his
Robert
character?
Dalton real quick. He said Eddie is the kid that invited him. Y'all need to stop. Now, according to certain reports, it do seem like Eddie did invite him over there, and then Eddie act like he don't even know the dude when he was there. So my thing is, I would like more clarification when the time comes. But see, I'm not tripping that the guy got convicted. I'm not tripping because if it truly wasn't self-defense, he did what he did. It is what it is. But if he got over there and then they switched up on him,
Okay.
that's gonna tell me that he
If
really probably couldn't leave in
if
the first place,
if,
and they
if,
just lied.
if Eddie invited him and the rest of the team, if the rest of the group says, "Okay, you got to get him out of here," okay, and invite him, guess what he should do? Leave.
I'm not saying leave. I've never said leaving wouldn't be a good option, but there's also you don't have the ability to put him out of there either. You got to go get somebody.
You should have.
You don't put your hands on them.
You should have. Okay, you don't put your hands on me. You don't bring a fucking knife to the crack meat either, do you?
Hey, the
Roger, what are
knife
you
was
talking
there.
about,
It
man?
is what it is.
The knife, the knife,
Hold
the,
on.
the
What are
knife
you
was
talking
there,
about?
so he
I'm
got,
gonna sit
so
here and
he
say, hold on, hold
deserves
on.
everything that he gets.
Would you rather be? Because I'm
Oh
the
my
same way. Hold on,
He,
I'm the
he did,
same
so
way.
in other words, I plunge a knife in somebody's chest and kill him. I deserve everything that's coming to me.
Man,
Right?
if
Because
he,
hold on, Roger. Hold on,
that's why
Roger.
I accept the sentence. You see what I'm
Right,
saying? I don't got no
right.
issue accepting the sentence.
Okay, he gonna do the years then. Go do years and
You know,
be done with.
I wasn't trying to relitigate this case. I was trying to compare it to another case. I accepted what they gave him. I knew what was going to happen to him from Jump Street.
They're not the same case, Roger.
No, they're not the same case. It was just similarities in the case.
The only similarity is two kids were fighting on the school ground and one kid got stabbed. That happens all the time. They're not they're not the
Roger,
same.
it's what I told y'all the other day. When you're in these types of environments, I'm telling you what's going to happen. What's typically going to happen when it's some some nefarious shit that goes on? Those children are going to retreat to their class position first. They're not going to talk about they were your friends and all of that. When somebody gets poked, they are scattering and they
Yeah, they all
are trying to
scattered.
make sure that they're not culpable on anything.
Yeah, they all
So
scattered.
that friendship shit goes out the window. Okay?
And they weren't that close. Okay, they weren't
They
buddy
weren't
buddy.
close like that. If they turned on him in that moment, you know what he recognized in that moment? Damn, these niggas really ain't my friends like that. Once I recognize a nigga ain't my peoples like that, you know what I'm doing? I'm out.
Eddie was not his people's. Okay, Eddie was somebody that he knew.
And my thing is this, because I'm not saying you're wrong, right, other than that way of thinking. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is, obviously, to me, something changed up. Because he was under there, then all of a sudden, people want him gone.
Oh,
So something changed up. And
okay.
because I don't know what changed up, I'm simply not going to second
We know
guess
what
him.
changed up. He started calling them asses and started talking about their team and their football team and start calling them pussies. That changed up.
I mean, that could very well be true. I just don't know what it
No,
is.
that's what they testified to.
Come on, bro. He
I mean,
escalated
and I'm
shit,
going to
bro.
say that could very well be true.
Is that a big enough change up for you?
No, I mean, that could very well be true, but I do understand that the people who testified against him was a bunch of Austin's friends. So they're going to do what friends do.
Well, there's possibly, but the thing is, does he have a counter? Does he have a counter witness?
No. My thing is, see, I don't have no issue with what they did until they put his hands on him. I'm not trying to relitigate the situation. If you put your hands on me and you get murked, that's your fault. It's that simple.
It's his fault that
That's
he
not
got
a
murked.
race thing. That's not.
So
But I'm saying that's not a race thing. That's if you put your hands on another person, you die behind it. I ain't got no words to help you.
Okay, you don't. But the thing is, guess what's going to happen to you?
Makes no difference. I'd rather you die and I live in any situation.
Then do your 35 and be done with it.
I
This is
don't see
poor.
no issue with that.
This is poor advice to the black community, man.
I know.
Yep, it
This
is.
is poor advice.
The thing,
If,
there's
if
a reason they have a non-weapons policy in school because
yes,
kids do not keep their hands to themselves. Okay,
yeah,
I'm
if
gonna tell
this
as
you
a
is
something,
kid.
man. I'm gonna
if
tell you
this is
something.
the,
A
if
lot
this
of
is
y'all.
the advice that we're gonna give our sons,
Yes,
they're better off with their mothers than they are with
you
us.
should homeschool them if that's the
No,
case.
no.
Exactly,
Let me tell you
exactly,
something.
My
Hold
advice
on,
is
real quick,
nobody
Roger.
gets
Hold on.
to touch you without your
No, that
permission.
doesn't work. That don't work that way.
Nobody
This
is
is
saying
society,
that,
not a
Roger.
society. It don't
Nobody
work
is
that way.
saying that.
That's
What I'm
exactly
saying,
what
No,
I'm
it
saying.
doesn't work
no,
that way.
Roger, nobody is saying that, bro. Nobody is saying that. We're saying that in certain situations, when you see things going in a certain direction, you got to think what's most important to you. Because, see, your parents going to teach you how to, or they should teach you how to try to handle certain situations. And what they shouldn't do is send you out on a dummy kamikaze mission. Because they ain't going to be around you all the time as you get older. So that's a part of the etiquette BGS is talking about. When you get around other people, see, that shit might work around black people that you're talking about, Roger. That might be cool around black people. But other people's backgrounds and cultures don't accept that kind of response, man.
No.
They just don't.
I
And you can sit
understand
here
that.
and say all that shit you want to, and we can look at all the black cities that look like hellholes because niggas react and think like that. Shooting
No,
motherfuckers over
no,
dumb
no,
shit.
no. When black men love themselves, things get better. And I
Man,
love
get out of here,
myself,
bro.
which means you don't
Get out
have
of here,
your
bro.
permission. If I don't give you permission to touch me, it's probably better for you not to do it. Now, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be out here and just do anything to anybody that I can't get whooped or nothing like that. But I guarantee you, if you don't got my permission to touch me, it's probably better for you
No, and
not to do it.
nobody is sitting here saying that though.
Roger, the reason they send you to school to socialize like that is because it doesn't work that way in the real world. It doesn't work that
in
way.
society.
In society.
Correct.
It don't work that way.
In society, you shouldn't be touching people that didn't give you permission.
That's bullshit.
In society, you shouldn't be touching
No,
people
that's
that didn't
bullshit.
give
It's
you
bullshit.
permission.
That's
Roger,
feminist
school
bullshit. No,
zones
that's not
are
true.
not war zones, bro. These predominantly white areas, upper class areas, them motherfuckers ain't trying to fight in general,
Look,
bro.
bro,
They ain't coming with that shit.
I'm
I
not
said this.
asking that. I said in society, you shouldn't
Roger.
touch people who didn't give you permission. I don't understand how we can't agree on that.
Roger, I literally said that's not what I'm saying. I literally just
You
said
need to
that.
be by yourself and out of society. Okay, that's what you need to be. If you can't stand to be touched, don't be around people.
I'm gonna tell you of an instance when I was with my ex, man. When we were driving home, and this white dude in the pickup truck with his boy, they did some real disrespectful shit. You know what I'm saying? And I believe they did it on purpose. Now my first reaction was to like amp up on them, and then I can't remember which one it was, but I seen a motherfucker reaching. You know what I did, bro? I shut my fucking mouth. Because I didn't just have to worry about myself. I had my chick with me too. And I wasn't trying to get the goddamn car sprayed up. Because there are motherfuckers out here who go out with the intention of starting shit. We seen it with this goofy ass white boy who got stole on by the black dude, but the black dude got shot in the process. Now he locked up, but that black dude could have got fucking killed fucking with this goofy. I'm not going to give a goofy motherfucker that much power over my future to feel like I got to respond to fucking prove I ain't going to let nobody do nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to do that. Especially when it's at an event. If it's at an event or that magnitude, let them white folks handle it. Let the people, the officials handle that shit. Because you're not, as a child, if you're saying that they're not as children, that they shouldn't be agreeing to fight each other, that means you ain't in a position to handle that situation. You can't have it both ways. I was taught like when the
I
situation
haven't tried to
arises,
have it
man,
both ways.
because you're saying when we talked about the white dude agreeing to fight each other, you said that they're minors and they don't dictate whether they should be fighting each other. Then on the opposite end, you're saying, well, he had the right to handle the situation. Okay, nobody is sitting here saying you should be able to push a motherfucker. Yes, in the real world amongst men, We recognize that shit in the street, and that's why we police ourselves. Young people don't really understand the ramifications of those kind of consequences of responding like that or reacting. So you can't tell them, hey, just go out there and pull out the poker and hit somebody. In the street, as an adult, that's a different story because you're in the street. They were at a school event. The school event is not the fucking streets. The school zones are not war zones, bro. So it's a different kind of response you give. Of course you don't want the motherfucker to push you. I don't give a fuck if it's black, white, Chinese, whoever. But my first response can't be, oh, a nigga say some shit I don't like, let me put my hand on a poker.
Okay.
Come on, man. That nigga was emotional,
But I haven't promoted that though. I have not promoted that. What I said is the fight started when the guy put his hands on it.
No,
that's what I said. I didn't even say he should pull it out and do something to him. I just accept that since you touched him, it is what it is.
So in Chicago, if somebody pushes you, it's a fight.
If someone pushes you anywhere, it's a fight.
No, it's not. In LA, that's not true.
I am saying, and I've said plenty of times, sometimes, yeah, you do got to take L's in life. And maybe Karmelo should have took that L. You can argue that all day because he got a result where 30, he got to end up doing 35 years. So we can say, well, hindsight say you should have just took the L on that situation, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no issue with that. My thing is I'm just not going to publicly disagree with him until I actually see what actually happened. And I do accept that he's a 17-year-old. They could have made a bad decision because we do that. I said that already. They kids. I get all that. Now, I'm still going to say the other 17-year-olds should be pretty much in the same situation because it happened in the same state. They should have a very similar sentence.
It's similar, but it's not the same, Roger. We keep telling you that.
I'm not saying it's the same, but it should be similar because their situations were similar.
That's how come you have different degrees and
degrees of crime. Bro.
There's a reason for that.
First degree, second degree, third.
Oh yeah, there's a reason for
that. And I get all that. And what did they do with Karmelo? They went right to the top of the list instead of the bottom of the list. They started with murder.
No, they did not. No, they did not. You're being dishonest. They could have gave him life for what they convicted him. No, you're being dishonest. They found him guilty of murder. Nope. You're being dishonest. They found him guilty of murder. They found him guilty of murder.
What did they first charge him
and
with?
The sentence could have been life. You're not being honest. You're not being honest, bro.
No, I am. Because I said they started with the top of the list, meaning they charged him with murder instead of something else. I'm being very honest.
How come he didn't take the plea deal?
I don't know why he didn't take the plea deal. It might have been 20 years. And maybe that's why he didn't take the deal. If I'm going to do 20, it might as well gamble.
Okay.
Roger, hold on, Roger. If you had a child that was in a similar situation, and you know that if you take it to trial, the potential is that you can get life, and you get offered 2 and 20, what are you going to tell your child to do in that situation?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't believe it's going to be a range of 2 to 20. I'm thinking
I don't care what you believe,
someone's going to give you a number what it's probably going to be.
Oh, you don't. What you believe and what they ask you to do are two different things. Okay. Because the jury could have gave him less than 35 years, even on this one.
Of course they could have.
They offer him 2 to 20.
Yeah.
They offered him 2 to 20, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 to 20 ain't no good deal.
Which nullifies your point about it's a similar situation.
No, it ain't. I just said 2 to 20 is not a good deal.
If they offer him 2 to 20, they offer him
2 to 20 compared to what, Roger?
Roger, he could have got less time than a white dude. If they saying 2 to 20, 2 could be 3 years. It could be 5.
Roger, compared to what he got, is 2 to 20 a good deal?
Compared to what he got, it's about the same thing. You got 15 years longer than what you would have got.
Come on, Come on, man.
Bro, he was going to get 20 if he would have took a 2 to 20.
How do you know that?
Because based on the other things that happened around him, they were making a point with him. So he would have got the 20.
How do you know that?
Based on the other things that happened around him.
Don King murdered somebody. Don King killed somebody, and he got out, bro.
Okay, you know what, y'all? My bad. We are past 3 hour mark.
All right.
We can continue this backstage if y'all want, but the show got to come to an end. My bad, y'all. My bad. Hey, I appreciate somebody sent the $10 thing in. I ain't seen who it is yet, but thank you very much for whoever sent that. Okay, appreciate y'all. I got to roll out today, so we'll be back tomorrow with something else that's gonna be fire. Y'all know what time the channel? Well, 9 o'clock. I know I had to start at 9:30. Y'all had some stuff going on. Where I had to start at 9:30 today.
Bullshit.
Had to handle business. But y'all have a great rest of y'all day. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.